Hey. Okay. How's yours? Oh, that's great to hear. Yes. You been working? Where? At home. All day in the same place? Oh, you need to get up and stretch your legs. It makes it pleasant to see your face. I've missed you. Mike.
Hey. You're muted?
What? You're going on mutiny? What's going on? Oh, that's good to know in advance.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah, it was okay.
Hey. Yes. Oh, sure. I didn't think about it until about an hour ago, so hopefully it goes well. Hey, what's your new HP, Faro? 19. And your armor class is 15? 13? 14. What about you, Rayla?
14 and 13.
You know Danny's, Alex? 20 and 13? Okay. Yeah, I figured it was bullshit. It's like the best druid.
Glad I could provide you with some information.
Oh. Halloween? Oh.
That works out. Oh, SuperCon.
Yeah.
One of those days, I get it. Okay. Yep. Cuckoo.
Seventy-four pieces currently outstanding. $74 left. Oh yeah. It did. I went to a place called Las Terrenas. We stayed at a resort, well, an Airbnb up there, which was on the beach. It was pretty nice. We did a hike up to some waterfalls and swam in some waterfall lakes. And just snorkeling, did some walking, had some good pizza, bought some cigars. And then crushed some kids' hopes and dreams in Disney's Villainous. And that was about it. So, yeah, this one was, it was pretty cold. It wasn't freezing, and it was also like 100-something degrees outside, so it felt pretty nice. Here's kind of like what it looked like. It's not very good. I don't know if I have any photos of the lake itself. You can Google El Limon, and that's what it's called. Did you go to Kaitour? Yeah, that's the world's tallest single drop waterfall. I've also been there. Yep. Yeah, you don't really swim at the lake there because it'll just kill you. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Because it drops I think 280 something feet straight down. Yeah. A little bit. Yeah, that little piece of shit Cessna that you have to take, and then it dives down. Well, so the guy was just like, "Oh, do you want to have an okay flight back, or do you want to have a fun flight back?" So of course we're like, "I guess we'll do the fun flight."
Of course.
So then he flew through the valley instead of over the valley, which was great until he was like, "Oh, look, macaws," and he just turns the plane like this so we could look down at the parrots flying, and I was like, "We don't need to be doing this." Why? All right. You guys ready? Okay.
But I don't think I have much of a choice.
Oh, okay. So that kind of not ready.
Yeah.
Not emotionally ready.
Oh,
Hey, I've done a good job of not killing you guys so far. It's only been...
I'm very proud and excited about the not dying. It's very
Yeah,
fun.
you guys have done a good job of not being instantly killed yet. So
I got new spells. So excited. I communed with the earth. It was beautiful.
Oh, that's lovely.
So let's see. We left off last time. You guys found yourselves in a little bit of debt to a tabaxi named Ink, who kind of runs somewhat like a mercenary group out of the town of Windside currently. Doesn't actually live there, but he is currently just doing some work assisting the people there because he says he likes them. you guys went to explore on a request of Jonah George, the local farmer, to go investigate the presence of a Grimlock that he informed you guys about. And upon questing out there, you guys found 3 of them. Ended up killing the 3 of them, as well as finding some feed that was brought out. Let me pull up my notes here from what the town is actually called.
Edenbath? Or did you change it?
Edenbath, yep. You know the place better than I do.
No,
So
it's
yeah,
not Edenbath.
From the town of Endenbath. And you guys came back, reported the good work to Ink, and he excitedly came back to inform you that you were able to get 1 gold for your troubles, which went towards paying off your outstanding debt, which you now owe 74 gold to Ink.
We'll be there.
After that, I believe you all decided to go take a long rest at the Copper Hog.
I don't believe so.
You do not believe so?
No, I thought we were going to speak to Edith. But it was still pretty early. I don't remember.
It was still early. So I suppose that is up to you.
At least that's the last of my notes, is like, show Edith feedback. But we can wait for the morning if you guys want.
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
We can say you guys took a long rest. She's not going anywhere. So I know, Rayla, you had decided you wanted to, as an elf, in your 4 hours of trance time, you wanted to get up early and assist Amos with the early cooking / dishes and such like that. Are you proficient in cooking?
I am not.
All right. So can you roll let's just say a D10?
All right. Let's see how that goes. Oh, it's a 9.
Nice. So yeah, someone who doesn't really know anything about cooking, Amos certainly appreciates the help and says, that if you're interested in assisting and such like that in the mornings, he could, discuss knocking some price off of your guys' typical stay. You currently spend about 1 gold a day in total for the 3 of you between meals as well as stay. So you're essentially knocking off about like 2 silvers or so by assisting him with breakfast, which is a good amount. And he mostly has you just clean some dishes and stuff. He had you fry an egg at the first thing, and that went pretty not great. And he has a reputation to maintain, so well, he certainly appreciates all of the assistance of getting supplies and stuff, as he's a little old. He doesn't really trust you with the cooking exactly.
That's fair.
All right, let me take a note on cooking. 9. So as the rest of you come downstairs, Faracraw, you do see Amos busily cooking there. As you are coming down the stairs, you see Reston and Atrill, just like as they're like stepping out, closing the door behind them. Amos kind of getting these plates and handing them off to Rayla so that she can clean them. And yeah, another bright day, sun filtering through the small windows of the Copper Hog and just lighting up the otherwise dim room. Oh, well, good morning to the 2 of you, Amos says to Faro and Crawl, kind of giving a little wave.
Avast.
How was your evening?
Hello. Would you care for the same breakfast as yesterday?
Well, yes. How was your evening?
Oh, it was quiet enough as usual. Don't really do too much, and with it being a work day and all, not too many people coming to drink. Tomorrow typically will be our big night, first one of the week, when old Reston comes and plays a game of better's dice. Some of the town will undoubtedly come and gamble with him.
Wow. How frequently does that happen?
About twice a 10-day, depending on just his schedule and how he feels. It's just a game for the town, nothing high stakes, and generally if he cancels or changes, he'll just let everybody know. There's only a handful of us here.
And you said what his name be?
Reston, the man you met the night you came here. He just stepped out.
Oh, yeah.
The fisherman's husband.
You remember, Preston?
I do remember.
Well, so that's tomorrow night. We don't have any
There will be tomorrow night, yes.
We ain't be betting. I'm not betting again.
win supreme amounts of debt, but betting's the best way to get yourself out of debt.
What they betting? You betting coppers? As it's the copper hog?
Oh, no, there's nothing to do with it, but I believe the maximum bet is about a silver. We don't have much money here to be gambling with, and it's mostly all in good fun.
Mm-hmm. So then, Rega, will we be seeing Ink today, trying to find some more work?
Yep. Just give me a second to finish up the cleaning, and then Amos, I'll be out of your hair.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for the help. I certainly appreciate these old bones aren't what they used to be. And maybe one day we'll make a cook of you yet. He says, kind of glancing at this like plate with this super charred fried egg on it. But maybe in some time.
Well, here's to that. I'll be out of your hair now.
Do you think that Reston and his wife would like some help on the water? I have some experience.
Yeah, they may. They own just a fish farm and have a number of employees already. It's a small lake. I don't exactly know what they would need. But I myself am not a fisherman.
It's the way I understand it, they don't go out to sea for their fish. They keep them all nice and penned.
Aye.
That's correct, yes. There's a saltwater lake right across, and he kind of points out the southeast window. You can see it there. And they mostly just farm the fish. I understand it's hard labor, but it doesn't involve them leaving.
Do you happen to know, is there a healer in town?
Oh, not to my knowledge, no.
Okay.
Perhaps I think he might know of anyone who has those kind of skills.
Yes, we, as far as I'm aware, do not have any persons here with magic abilities, save maybe for the three of you. Or maybe Ink's mercenary that he came with. I'm not sure. But, no, Ink sometimes sells healing kits and other supplies such as that, but I've never seen him with any alchemical items or potions or anything.
Well, I am known to make a healing potion here or there, but I do require some materials, so maybe I'll find it in these jungles. In case you know someone who needs a healing potion.
Well, that's fair enough. I don't. I'm sure people who adventure into the jungle might need it more. Perhaps Ink or his mercenary would be more interested in such supplies.
Okay then. I keep this in mind. I eat. Yum yum yum. There's a bread roll of sorts. I'll pocket that for later to not eat all the food in one sitting.
Sure.
As soon as Rayla comes back, I like stand up to leave.
Yep. All finished up back there. We can head out whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much, old man.
Of course. Be seeing you later. Let me know if you need anything.
We shall.
Bye.
So long.
Toodaloo.
And then off to Ink's Market.
Oh, don't you want to see Edith first, or it's too early?
I think it makes sense to see you. She's not necessarily on the way, but we can do it all.
It's a small
Sounds
town.
not
I don't
bad.
think the distance matters that much.
Aye. It's all close.
Okay, so we're going to see Edith then. Lovely.
Still in conclusions.
Is she out there? Do we see her outside feeding the pig?
Yeah, she's out there, just kind of, I don't know what the term is, but like with a pitchfork, just moving hay for some of the animals and stuff within the pens.
Okay.
We walk up.
Yeah. We walk up.
Morning.
She looks up and kind of smiles. She stakes this pitchfork into this large bale of hay next to the pen. Good morning. How are the three of you faring?
Well as can be. I have magic in a book. Always good to have. How are you faring?
Well, not bad. A lot of work to do, but I kind of enjoy it. So here I am.
Well, I'm sure you must be faring a bit better now, knowing that those grunts have been cleared from the area.
Yeah, I heard that there was three of them, which is a little odd. I don't think we've ever heard of them traveling in groups, but certainly better off now that you've dealt with it. We certainly appreciate it.
How many
Speaking of them, I do know I brought it up, but Farah, do you have the bag?
I hand over the feed bag with the serpent.
So Edith takes it and she kind of looks at it and kind of just holds it out. And where did you find this?
It's what they was eating.
They were munching on it.
Them Grimlocks.
She kind of frowns a little bit and she's like, Well, they must have stolen it from either here or the docks in the night then. This is coming from Endenbath. This is where most of our feed supplies come from. I had talked to the dock workers and said that they were a few bags short, and maybe that's where they ended up.
But for that, they would have had to have made it past the Palisades, no?
Well, the Palisades only extend to the beach, I suppose. In the night, perhaps, they might have come in.
This town might require some patrolling at night.
That is very possible, but with such a small population, it's a nice quiet town.
Imagine what these Grimlocks will do to these people at night.
That's true.
We barely made it out alive. Well, you barely made it out alive.
That is true. I took most of the hits.
That you did, Crawl.
Well, we can't necessarily spend our time policing at night, considering that we have a debt to pay. Or are those nighttime activities that we must do?
Maybe we find
Well,
a way of
not
compensation. What, Rayla?
not to worry Edith about this, but perhaps we can speak to someone in town about setting up a patrol. Either we handle it ourselves or we'll handle it some other way, but we'll bring it to town's attention. Thank you, Edith, for mentioning that.
Oh, of course. But if if you took care of them, we don't frequently see Grimlocks around here. So I imagine they must have just moved through the town at one night, taken some stuff, and set off. I don't think anyone even noticed them being around.
Well, then everyone just got very lucky. They did almost take down Paul, and he's probably one of the biggest people I've ever seen.
Well, I don't know. I think the Grimlocks are a little smarter than most of the town gives them credit for. They seem to have stayed away from the town for the most part.
I wonder why they be getting hungry, coming down and getting food. That's what worries me.
It is strange. And I would say that seeing them in a group is also fairly strange. But
Hunger leads to desperation, no?
you are quite right.
Well, Edith, thank you for this. I also came to talk to you about the animal and the plant life here. I'm looking for some herbs to make some healing potions. Maybe you can help me understand more about the plant life here?
Oh, I don't really know too much about plants, mostly just some of the animals and birds and stuff around here.
Well, whatever we can learn, it's okay.
Sure, I mean, I can tell you that there are some purple, like orchids and stuff that you can see throughout the forest. I would, we know for a fact that those are poisonous, so I would not eat those. But perhaps some of the other flowers, maybe something worth good collecting, and you can experiment a little bit. No idea what will happen, but like I said, I'm not really into plants, so.
How about the wildlife here? What else can you tell us? The veil.
Well, for the most part, yeah, I mean, well, I can't tell you much more than what I told you last time. I haven't really interacted with them before. I've just heard the stories. They're like large panthers. Smoke.
Yeah, but it's a magical smoke, no?
That I don't know. I'm not really in tune with that kind of stuff.
Very curious to see how it works.
Other than that, like I said, birds, bugs, there's, quite a bit. It's a jungle. Some of them nastier than others, but the occasional panther and that's sea life, of course, but you're probably better off asking Rachel about that. She's kind of our local fishing expert.
Okay then. Thank you, Edith.
Of course.
I'm sure that Alex is taking care of it. Are you messing?
All right then. And we're off to see Ink.
Aye.
Well, have a great day, you three. And she pulls her pitchfork out and just kind of starts throwing hay at these like little goats and stuff that are just been the whole time just bowing at her, waiting for her to like throw the food that she just stopped throwing at them for like 10 minutes. So as you guys cross the short kind of makeshift courtyard over towards Ink Market, you see him there just kind of counting out supplies and doing, with just some papers, writing stuff down, doing a quick inventory of his items. But as he sees the three of you approaching, he looks up, puts the stuff down. Good morning to the three of you. Ink welcomes you back to the market and hopefully for another profitable day.
Hopefully. Is there anything that you have that needs doing?
I have not. Ink has not heard from the town about any specific tasks. However, Ink does grow concerned for his employee. He has been gone for a number of days and has not returned. He went to explore the jungle and learn of the various creatures that live amongst us in Windside and the Whispering Isles. And he mentioned he would be gone for 2 or so days. It has now been about 4 days since he left.
That is quite some time.
Say we should head out for you. Would this task be worth anything of value?
Of course. It is a personal matter for Ink. However, we can make it a business matter. He is likely supplied with his own equipment. If you were to bring it back, we can discount whatever items you are able to recover. He did have his payment as well that Ink has already provided him. You are more than welcome to exchange any of the currency you may find if he is indeed deceased. Alternatively, if you bring him back unharmed or at least alive, then we can perhaps discuss maybe 5 gold is reasonable.
5 gold. Any idea where he last might be?
He said he went off a bit northeast. My understanding is there are some ruins not too far, maybe 3-4 miles through the jungle.
And his name?
What is it?
His name?
His name is Percy.
Out of curiosity, Ink, do you have this thing called an herbalism kit? I lost mine at sea.
I believe Ink may have one. Ink is not an alchemist or herbalist of his own, but I believe I thought to myself, Ink, you best purchase this item, for there will be someone in Windside that desires one.
That's very true, but I more have a business proposition for you. I'm kind of keen to the plants and wildlife. I might be able to make potions of healing for you to sell. These are quite valuable back at home. I don't know about here, but we might consider if I can make these potions using this kit. It can help pay back this debt as well.
Perhaps Ink will need to verify their cost upon return to Endenbath. If you 3 will accompany Ink, then we can negotiate it there. Ink does not believe the market here would be profitable, as they are likely too expensive for anyone in Windside to afford.
Okay then, something to consider. Let's go find your
employee.
Are you interested in purchasing the herbalism kit?
Not as yet. I want you to first think about it before we move forward. But when we come back, we'll see how it goes.
Ink, I apologize. It wasn't too clear to me. What was he doing in those ruins?
He was familiarizing himself with the island. He is a mercenary undertaking objectives for the city. Simply just exploring. He is quite well traveled within Dolerast. So
he wasn't out there on an errand for you then?
No. This was upon our arrival. He set out into the jungle just to familiarize himself with the layout of the island. He said he would return to approximately 3 days. But it is now the dawn of the 4th day, and Ink grows concerned for his survival.
Understandable.
Do we know the direction of the ruins?
Yeah, 3 to 4
Yes,
miles.
they are northeast about 3-4 miles from here. Is Ink's understanding. Ink has not visited them personally. But Ink has had numerous mercenaries that have traveled under his employ to visit these ruins. A good landmark reference point within the jungle. They are fairly easy to find. There are broken stone trails that head throughout the jungle and all lead to this temple.
All right, then. You think it's best we make way, then?
Aye.
No.
Well, Ink, we'll find your man, and we'll try our best to bring him back.
Of course, if you are unable to bring him back alive, then perhaps some proof.
His ear? You want his ear or his finger? Was it the finger that we took last time from?
You did take a finger last time. Ink does not believe such desecration of his body is necessary. He wore a pendant amongst his neck. If you are able to find that, no doubt it is with the body, if there is one.
I think we should take his ear.
It was a small, just red circle with a small blue stone within it. Very obvious.
All right, then. We'll look for that.
Ink thanks you for your service to him and to those under his employ.
See you later, Ink.
Ink wishes you well upon your journey.
Goodbye, Mr. Ink.
Bye.
Is there anyone else that we want to see in town before we head out for Percy?
Oh, Ink. Forgot. We spoke about potential patrolling.
Oh, that's right.
Up upon the water. The water.
Qual, you be making fun of me. Don't
No.
you start. You seen my poison spray.
I have seen your poison spray. Violent.
We were talking to Edith, and we had shown her this feed bag that them Grimlocks had been consuming. Apparently, they stole it from the dogs. Right, Rayla?
Yep, right in the middle of the night, apparently. If you're looking to drum up more work in the region, perhaps you could mention that to either Amos or whoever else has a say in the town. If they're concerned, we could talk about setting up a night guard.
Very well. Ink will bring this information to the awareness of Amos and the others, and perhaps Ink can negotiate some form of payment for those services.
Wonderful. All right, then. Maybe we can go now get another man for that service.
Of course. Is there anything that you require for your journey into the jungle?
Nothing that I can think of. Fire, Crawl?
I think we could.
Very well.
All right, then. We're off again.
All right. Okay.
Who knows of a good beast
you guys-
list for the druid, please?
The beast list for the druid?
Yes. I can't find one that makes sense. That's not just like a list. Just give me a list.
If you want, I could send that to her. A beast list based on challenge ratings.
You can turn into a panther.
Sure, they're in the area.
Oh.
What's that?
I don't know. I think she's seen a whole bunch of things going ooh and ah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you guys head out of the Palisade Gate, which is on the northeast of town, just behind the uncompleted government structure, and set off into the jungle.
All right then.
Heading
northeast. Yep. Looking for any signs of a ruined structure.
Sure. So travel through the jungle is fairly difficult. It's pretty hot today, climbing to about 90 degrees or so. I don't know what you're sending me.
She's sending you a list of probably monsters and beasts. Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it? Okay.
Yeah, so let's see. Nobody's wearing heavy armor to my knowledge, so nobody's going to suffer heat-related injuries.
That's correct.
But it is hot. Nobody has water, so note of that. And all right. What?
Is there a way to fashion, I guess, something out of leaves? Like a little cup?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Come on.
Then we're not near it.
What's that movie?
You want to drink blood again?
Swiss Family Army.
Well, first,
you have to drink blood for sure.
First, we would have to find and kill a panther, and then we would have to drink the blood, which runs risk of other health concerns, and really should only be done when you're dehydrating.
This is true.
No, can't say I did. That was the first time, but it's something that Commander taught me. So, if you're in a desperate situation, you make do with what you have.
Wow.
And unfortunately, we weren't in that desperate situation because, come a little while later, we had nice, refreshing water to drink. But that goes to show you never know what's just around the bend.
The river bend?
I suppose.
Anyways, who's in the lead right now?
I'd probably be taking lead.
All right. Can you roll a survival check?
Can I help?
Are you proficient in survival?
I am.
Sure. Can add your proficiency bonus or your modifier to it.
Yep. +2.
15.
Okay, so yeah, after about kind of breaking through the jungle line where it starts becoming dense and a lot more humid, you guys are kind of flooded and surrounded by all the sounds of the jungle, of these parrots and insects and stuff like that. But sure enough, you're able to kind of, through the foliage, track the chart of the sun and get your bearings in that way. It's not more than half an hour or so before you see like a small collapsed stone wall that's just covered in moss and vines and roots and stuff that are now growing through it. But as you continue headed in your direction, you start seeing more and more of it and kind of what looks like a pathway. And it tracks with the northeast direction that you were attempting to follow. So about an hour and a half goes by. You reckon you're probably about 3 miles and change. The rocky floor does maintain all this stone kind of ancient work that extends through the jungle. A lot of ferns and stuff growing out of it. And the ferns in this area grow to about like waist high. So you guys are kind of just trudging through it. And as you do, so far you're in the lead as the survival expert leader. Far up ahead of you, about 40 feet, you see this column of smoke just start coming out of one of the ferns, and it starts just moving left like a wall of smoke, just coming around. And you hear this low growling as It does so. And it's staying about 30 feet, 40 feet away from you and just kind of moving in a circle to your left.
I let the team know.
Give me 1 second. I have District 7 is calling me.
Do you want to find out?
We're aware.
About the blue?
Thank you for letting.
Yeah, my sister's on the phone right now.
Got it. Hey, what did he say that I saw on my left-hand side?
Your left-hand side?
Yeah, what did Mike just say? Can you...
Yeah. You're basically seeing you're seeing one of those veil cats, veil panthers.
Okay, the veil cats. Oh, okay. So like the super dangerous ones.
You're seeing the smoke. Yeah.
Okay. I think something that Mike had said in terms of wild shape, I can only turn into creatures that I have already seen before.
Yes. I imagine that there are a number that he would be fine accepting you'd seen before, like a cat or something of that nature. But some others, like if you wanted to go for a more out there kind of creature, that might require either you haven't seen it, like.
How would I know what the challenge rating is of a veil cat?
A veil cat's
probably high, no?
Probably high.
Okay.
If a panther's probably a 1, then a veil cat is probably higher than that.
A panther is 1/4.
Ah, panther's just a 4th.
Aye.
How high can you go to with your challenge rating at this point?
To 1/4.
Ah,
no,
well,
my max level is 1 because I'm a moon druid. I can go up to a 1.
You can go up to a 1 then.
Yeah.
All right. I imagine a veil cat's probably a half or a 1 then, and I'm sure Mike will give you the properties of it. It's most likely a beast. I can't imagine it being otherwise, but yeah, no. So as far as creatures you've already seen, so I imagine there are the more basic ones, which are the CRs of 0. I'm not going to be in contention, but once you're starting to get into just naming a whole bunch of CR1s, I'm sure he'll want to more discuss that with you.
He's back.
He's on now, so he might be able to answer the question himself.
What's up?
So
She wants to know what qualifies as a creature she's already seen.
We can, I would say anything that's not weird for right now, kind of like we discussed. We can discuss it for next session more specifically. But things like normal animals you would see in a town, cats, deers, rats, horses, pigs, panthers.
Veil cat, I guess. A veil thing.
Veil cat is not a creature.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we're about
that answers that question.
Yes, you cannot wild shape into a veil cat currently.
Bear, yes. Tiger?
Black bear, sure. I think, right? Is that the lower one? Yeah.
I have a brown bear that says is a 1.
Yes, the black bear is 1/2.
Okay. Can go up to a 1.
I'm just saying, brown bears are more mountainous. Your backstory, you grew up in some islands, right? More foresty. Let's see. Otherwise,
Black bear. Okay.
Yeah, I would say for right now, black bear and panther are probably the more up there, like aggressive creatures, and then we can discuss more after today's session, just so we don't bog it down with.
Sounds good.
To do this.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Cool. So you became a bear?
No. I look I look back and I just say, I see that fog again. I'm not sure if there's something that we want to try to combat.
The fog. I heard it was bad. I don't think we should. Please.
So the fog is currently about whoever's in the middle traveling is about directly left of you now.
Is it in the direction that we need to go?
It started right in front of you. It is now moving to your left.
Does it seem like it's moving in a circular pattern around us?
Yes, it does.
All right.
Then let's head towards the right and try to
Avoid it.
swing around it, no?
Well, if it came from there, I think it. I don't know. I think it might be best to meet it as it comes to attack us, or we're more prepared. If it came from a location, there might be others at that location, but I suppose we could always try and escape it.
So yeah, as you guys are talking, it's about behind you now. So it's about a half semicircle from in front of you all the way to behind you.
Yep.
I start moving towards the right as we're like talking because I don't want to get trapped into the circle.
Yeah.
So you're just walking or running or sprinting?
There's a pretty good sprint on me.
Okay. It's a pretty good sprint on you.
The moment that I feel like something's hitting my stride, I'm going to change shape. A wild shape into...
Rayla will also be running if everyone is running, not wanting to be left behind.
I'm moving swiftly.
Okay. So you guys turn to the right and start sprinting kind of aimlessly through the jungle to the right. This fog wall is keeping pace and actively gaining on you guys now to your right because you turned. But whatever it is forming, it's obviously...
Does it ever clear on the left?
It starts to dissipate slowly, but not... I mean, it's, dissipating away.
Okay, once we see it clear that it dissipates, then
Zigzag, baby.
we'll move left.
Zigzagging. Okay.
Can I be looking out to see if we ever approach the ruins in this haphazard manner that we're now running?
You don't see any ruins or anything. So having turned right and running in that direction, the thing keeping pace, but the area now to your left slowly dissipating, you turn back in your original direction, sprinting in that. Again, this thing immediately switching and turning and keeping pace. As you guys continue to sprint now in the direction where you were headed northeast, and you see another column of smoke comes up in front of you and starts moving left while you have something coming up from your right.
Jesus.
Great.
Back to back.
Back to
Can't
back.
escape it now, right?
You've noticed that this thing is keeping pace with you, and now you have a very small window between where the smoke starts on one section and where the smoke is coming from on the other section.
That's fair. All right. Then we fight.
It's not like you can really have anything ready, but let's take it.
Okay.
Oh God.
So you guys are just back to backing this one?
Yeah.
Not clumped up, like, not like immediately back to back, but probably like 10 feet apart.
Okay.
Okay.
Why is this?
No idea.
It's about maybe like a 20-foot radius, so 40 feet from point to point.
Okay.
The first cloud that's moving through, and you can hear all these leaves and ferns rustling. You really can't see anything other than just like kind of shadows moving through from all the smoke that's just erupting from these ferns. Catches up to the second column.
Mm-hmm. I would say would we not want to be more towards the center, all facing outwards at different points of the circle?
Mm-hmm.
So we're not taken unawares by anything that comes in?
Yeah, for sure. Triangular, but I just didn't want us to be like shoulder to shoulder.
Okay.
I'll face southish. If it matters.
Sure.
I'll face one of the other two.
Face the other way. Yeah, so that first kind of forming smoke cloud runs into where the second column had started. And now essentially there's just like a thick wall of smoke slowly encircling you. And you can hear some growling coming from the edges of this like smoke cloud, kind of just encircling you all. But you don't see anything coming out of the smoke or approaching. It just sounds like you can hear these growlings like coming and just moving, and then they'll kind of like stop in one place for a while. One will start moving, and you'll hear it shifting, but they're not in any way just kind of circling or anything. They're just, you would imagine from having seen animals before, they're just kind of pacing back and forth.
Can I get a good sense of their pacing to just shoot out a chill shot at them? A chill touch.
I mean, you can hear them from the kind of general direction they're in, so you can attempt to shoot a chill touch.
All right.
At them. Unless it's something that the spell component requires sight. Which it does not, so.
No, it does not.
Rayla, do you...
So you can roll with disadvantage to just kind of haphazardly cast it into the smoke where you're hearing from.
What is it, Crawl?
Gotcha.
Do we want to attack them? Or simply defend?
I think we're...
For now. I mean, until...
I don't think we have much option. That's a 5, so... Sorry, a 7. But
yes, you send your chill touch, this skeletal hand just shooting out of your hands into this fog. The fog kind of just wisps around it. You don't hear anything coming from the fog other than that. Other than you sense your spell kind of just disappearing. So how far apart are you guys here? I'm going to switch you over to an impromptu battle map. No actual map, but just a small square area. That way you can all control yourselves where you want to stand. Your familiar is not here with you, Javier. Sorry.
That's right.
All right, and let me just draw this line of smoke. So what did I say? 20 feet radius. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 15, 20, 25.
Oh, okay.
So there, I'm putting a smoke there around you guys. So place yourselves where you are. Okay, smart. All right, and then let me add the sneaky guys here.
That's fair. I think we should try and... the reason why I sent off that attack was I think we should try and prevent them from continuing to encroach on us with the circle of smoke.
It's a good idea. I'm trying to think of what else I can do here.
Rage.
Wrong glass.
Yeah. Do we have a sense as to how far away where we hear them moving?
Yeah, you can see like at the base of this smoke, and you can kind of see where the smoke is. As parts of it start to dissipate, it'll start like reforming. So they're probably within the smoke ring.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just from their general sense of hearing and seeing the ferns kind of shaking and stuff like that as they move around.
I'd actually like
as
to
we're
try.
yeah,
Sorry, go ahead, Rayla.
we'll go for that.
No, go. Good. Go.
I was just gonna say I'd like to keep shooting off chill touch as I can.
So I was gonna try to see if I could time fairy fire to hit one of them.
Well, isn't fairy fire? Doesn't that affect an area?
It does. It's an area of effect spell.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have to even hit one of them. You could just.
Well, I wanna hit it in at least an area they're gonna land on,
Okay.
or they're going to land on. Like if I see that they're pacing, like okay, they're gonna
Yeah,
go
that's-
into that area next.
Fair.
Okay. Yeah, you can launch it if you would like.
Okay. I'll do that. Fairy fire!
All right. Let me see. Are you launching it at the smoke?
Like half in the smoke, half out of the smoke. And wherever I see, I'm noticing the pattern, and like wherever I see they're gonna go into it next, that's where I would put it.
Okay, so I'm going to say, just since you can't see past this, and just understanding that you are, if you cast it at the smoke, you are within a 20-foot cube of it.
Oh, how big is
Now,
it?
if you're going to cast it past the smoke, so you obviously have better accuracy casting a area of effect spell in an area you can see. Casting it kind of just haphazardly past the smoke would likely give the creature advantage, however, would not affect you. But if you cast it at the smoke, the creature will roll normally. However, you will likely also be caught within that.
Got it. Then probably like there-ish. And I'll tell everybody to back away from that area.
Okay. So everyone want to back away?
Sure. I mean, did you select that area for any specific reason, or you know them to be
there
there?
really is, like, I'm not sure where, like, unless these things are pacing around us, right? And the circle's
Correct.
not getting any smaller.
Yeah, you can certainly wait until you hear it pacing over there to cast it. You can kind of get everyone onto your side and.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then Rayla, I'll explain to Rayla, like, when they hit in that circle, that's when you try your chill touch.
Yep.
Okay. Right. Let me see what these guys got. Weird stats. All right. So you're casting Fairy Fire at a first level?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. You casting it, you can see some very, very faint within the smoke, little lights come on. They're kind of like in and out as the smoke just kind of curls around it. But every kind of like half second or so, you can see like a shimmer of one of the lights as it kind of paces in this direction.
Cool. Can I aim for the lights?
We can roll for initiative, sure. We're going to start attacking.
Fine.
Yep.
That's 23.
16.
That's a fucking waste.
Every initiative roll.
It's an 18.
Your voice
Right,
is gonna hurt so bad.
Okay, sorry. Crawl, you had an 18, Rayla 23, and Farah 16. All right. Red. Okay, good job, Rayla. You're first.
Awesome. Chill touch.
Okay.
And that is a dirty 20 to hit.
That does hit.
Nice. Doing 8 damage. Shapoof.
Was that well, okay. So for the next attacks, if they are in the smoke, the one with fairy fire, since you're rolling both disadvantage and advantage, it's just a normal roll.
Yeah, that was a straight roll.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, what was your damage for him?
8. 8.
Okay. 8. They'll register their stuff on there. All right.
And I'm also going to move back into formation.
Okay. All right. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Cool. That's Clara and then blue. Okay. So jumping out of the smoke right next to Crawl comes this fairly large panther-looking creature. This is the first time you can really see it coming out. It's probably about 2 or 3 feet bigger than a panther, and it's got these 4 kind of lightly glowing yellow eyes, and you just see along its back it has this purple groove, and there's just a whole bunch of holes in it, and you can see the smoke just kind of oozing out, and then as it comes out, it just starts to evaporate off its back into the smoke. So coming out of the smoke to attack Crawl, this creature jumps at him with his claws, and then Crawl, I'm going to need a strength saving throw.
That's 15.
Okay, so the Veil Cat just jumps out of the smoke, clawing onto your chest for 5 damage. And then just kind of disappears back into the smoke. You can take an attack of opportunity as the smoke kind of clouds around it, as the smoke column is following it with disadvantage.
Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does hit.
And miss it. And since I'm dueling,
You are not dueling if you have a shield. No, it's a 1d8 plus whatever your thing is.
Well then, hold on, let me get the d8. No, that's a 9.
Sad about the 9? Okay, 9 damage. Dragon.
I had a 7 before. 7 plus. I had a 10.
Oh, okay. Well, on the bright side, it is your turn.
Nice. Can I make out where Firefly is more or less from?
Yeah, you can generally see that it is. Here, I can reveal him for you, as you guys can see the twinkling.
Yep.
So he's right in the smoke cloud.
I'm gonna go up to him. Actually, I'm gonna do some magic shit. gonna Crimson Right
Okay.
my Warhammer. What? Is that you? You're done.
So you take 1d4 damage.
Yeah, which is 2,
All right.
and then I roll it again I roll it on it hitting. Right?
Correct. Until your next short rest, or until you let go of the weapon.
Go up to him. And is this person like, do I have advantage against him? Why am I at...
No. So he is in the smoke. You gain advantage from the fairy fire, but disadvantage from the smoke, so it evens out to just a normal attack roll.
Also, I think my damage is supposed to be... I think I should have 15 health, because it was a 5 hit.
Yep, and you just took 2 damage from your hematocritic.
Oh, you make too much sense, Mike.
Yeah.
You don't make pennies, but you do make sense.
Yep.
Alright, that is a 24.
That does hit.
Nice.
I'm so happy I picked Fairy Fire today.
Turned out to be very useful.
How much damage?
13 damage.
13 damage.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you come running up, just swinging your great axe, and you can see the weird, like, blood magic as you strike this creature, like pulling more extra blood out of it. And it kind of just like warps around your warhammer before tripping to the ground.
And then I can't. Never mind.
Okay. Farah?
It's still up though, right?
He is still alive, yes.
Okay.
No, like it hasn't moved, is what you were asking, or?
Something like that. Alright. I'm gonna go up to here. And I'm gonna try to hit it with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
And a fail.
Okay.
But as my bonus action,
Haha.
Nah.
because I can do this, I will turn into a black bear.
All right.
I'm a bigger nut.
You're a bar.
So, what is your new armor class and health?
Let's find out. What is my new armor class and health? Okay, armor class 11.
Okay.
Hit points 19. Unless you want me to roll 3d8. But it says...
No, that's fine. No, I'm tracking. That's fine.
And then
Okay.
I think that's it for my turn, right?
Correct. All right, so 19 hit points and an 11 armor class. I'll write that down. Let's see, 11. All right, so the Veilcat on the north side, one next to Crawl, goes and swings at Crawl, uses his claws, and he misses, but I have a phone call, so I apologize. Big
Suspense. Oh my god, guys, I turned into a burr.
You are a burr.
I am a
Super
burr.
cool.
Hey, Javi, I'm sorry I wasn't paying attention to you as much earlier. I love you. I miss you. I hope you're doing well.
No problem, buddy. I understand work.
How was St.
I do think
Yeah.
I do think you might be calculating your damage a bit interestingly.
What do you mean?
You remember that you have a shield in one hand, right?
Yeah, that's with my shield.
Okay.
What do you roll?
What?
So I think it should be 1d8 plus whatever, either your strength or your
You rolled
dexterity.
an 8.
I've been rolling 8s. That's why I said because I originally rolled a d10 and then pulled it back to where it's a d8.
Okay.
They've just been good rolls.
And what do you add to it? Is it 5?
I add 5. No, I add 3, and then I roll the 1d4.
Oh, for your blood hunter.
Your blood hunter. Yep. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Tracking.
Oh, they're spicy.
All right, I'm back, guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Gotcha.
Now on the
Mhm.
second kitty. Second
What's
check.
that? Yeah, Craws, you're pulling this axe out of the one that you had struck to the north. You just see these claws shooting out from right next to you from the smoke.
Double shadow kitties.
Slashing at you for 8 damage before it retreats into the smoke again. You have a quick attack of opportunity if you want to make it with disadvantage.
I do. 15 twice. Alright, so that is 18.
18 does hit.
It went out. You did the same thing. So 6 plus 4, that's a 10.
Okay.
Really good today.
So yeah, as you like rip your great axe out of the one that you had struck, you just manage to catch this other veil cat from its hind legs as it retreats into the smoke and just disappears. The smoke just swirling behind it. You hear the ferns rustling going to your right, and then that brings us to the top of the round at Rayla again.
Yeah, can I see the one that Quill just struck?
You cannot see it.
All right, can I get a general sense for where it is?
It is currently about southeast of you. You hear the plants and stuff moving.
All right. If I was to move up to it, could I make an attack at it with disadvantage?
You can.
Perfect. Southeast. Gotcha. All right. And I'm going to attack with Boom and Blade.
Okay.
Disadvantage. All right. That's an 11.
You swing down your scimitar, or is it scimitar? What do you have?
Sorry. Yep.
In through the smoke, catching nothing. You hear the foliage moving further to your right.
Cool. Move back to the center. Well, that's me.
Trying to think if you would take an attack of opportunity from that as you were adjacent to it. Nah, it's fine. It was running in the other direction. Okay. Let me grab this guy. Man, getting lit up with phone calls tonight. Give me 1 second.
Cool. I'm gonna
Say hello, Lieutenant Lopez.
do a shield if I get struck.
Shield.
Only if I get struck.
Huh?
Wasn't it your turn? But this is a brand new kitty.
Hey, we're in a new round. Rayla goes first, then the kitties go. Then I think you go, and then I go.
And then some of the other kitties go.
Oh,
I already won. So
no, you had an attack of opportunity.
that's right. I'm gonna murder some kitties.
So I have this thing called Thunder Wave, but I don't know if I can do it as a bear.
No.
Okay, good to know. To know.
You can later.
Okay.
Hey, question to both of you. Does anybody have any healing powers?
He's so worried about dying?
I have 5 hit points.
That's so strange. I haven't lost any hit points yet.
Yeah, I know.
It's coming.
Just
I know it
give
is.
me your bullet sponge.
Sorry, it is a busy night in the Caribbean, apparently. Anyways, so this thing was attacking Rayla and is going to hit.
Shield.
Is going to hit.
Oh, how dare it.
Oof.
Yes, sorry. For a grand total of 4 damage. Can you do a strength saving throw?
I can do one. Strength. All right, that's a 10.
Okay, so as this thing jumps and sinks its claws into you, the mass of its body just smashing into you as it runs knocks you prone. The creature is on top of you. It then goes attempting to bite you.
Okay.
And does hit for 8 more damage. It then proceeds, it just went 5, 10, 15. So it proceeds to begin dragging you towards the smoke.
Okay.
Then it is Crawl's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna hit this one right here, Mr. Blue Guy.
Okay.
Oof. I'm gonna miss this one right here, Mr. Blue Guy. It's a solid 7. Oh.
Yeah, you the faint little lights kind of going through the fog and reflecting within the cloud, you strike at what you think is one of these fairy fire lights. Your axis hits this soft, muddy ground beneath you.
What's the or dueling doesn't count, so okay, never mind. Or that's a whole other thing, never mind. Doesn't matter. Gone.
All right, Bear Farah.
Bear Farah. Okay. So, not having done this before, if I remember correctly, you explained to me I can only do 1 bite and 1 claw, right? I don't get an extra with the bonus. So it's only 2 things that I do, or is it just 1?
Yes, correct. So,
okay.
So multi-attack is not considered an attack; it's considered a full action.
Okay.
So when you level up to level 5 and you get your extra attack, you cannot multi-attack twice because it's not considered attacking. It's considered using the action to do multi-attack. So for example, you can claw and bite with your multi-attack. If you wanted to do extra attack, you would have to like claw and claw or bite and bite as separate attacks rather than using the multi-attack. So the max you're going to get right now is your multi-attack with 2. Okay. So that is the best decision.
Cool.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to try to do my bite attack on the blue one.
Okay.
That's a 18 to hit.
That does hit.
And that's 5 points of damage.
All right. It's still standing. However, that bite, you ripped off like a good portion of its skin, like along the side of its neck. It is obviously very wounded.
Okay, then I'll claw at him.
Okay.
21 to hit.
Does hit.
2, 3, 5 points of damage.
Yeah, as you swing, your bear claw catches right in the wound that you had just inflicted, and just kind of like rips a huge wound along the side of its neck. The creature falls to the ground in the smoke, just kind of like in some death throes, spasming before it stops moving and is dead.
Okay, and then I'm gonna try to move right at the edge of the fog. I don't know if I can get in between Rayla and this creature.
You can't get in between the creature as it currently has its mouth and is dragging Rayla with its mouth. But
The
you
creature
can
is here or further?
I mean, the creature is touching Rayla. Her arms are kind of extended, or her arm is extended up into the smoke.
Okay.
So you can't physically see the creature, but you have a general guess of
I have this
where it is.
keen smell thing, so I just don't want to lose her. I don't want to lose her location. I want to try to keep tracking her with my smell. That's the goal.
Okay. Fair. All right. Blue is dead. Yeah.
Oh, that means red is still somewhere.
Yep.
You're attached to red.
You're attached to red. We found red, bud.
Right, I thought I was attached to purple.
You're attached to red.
Okay.
Purple is somewhere, though.
Is there a purple?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I didn't know that. Oh, fuck.
So yeah, just jumping out of the smoke at crawl. Well, I guess it'd still be in the smoke and can attack. So that's probably what he would do. What is your current armor class? Because you're shielded, right? Currently, you're not two-handing.
I am shielded. I am not two.
Okay. So you feel like these massive claws just striking at your shield, almost bringing you to the ground, but you are able to stay standing and not take any physical damage. As the creature then kind of begins to run back into the smoke, you do have an opportunity attack with disadvantage as it disappears back in.
I don't think a 6 hits.
6 does not hit. You strike as the clouds reform around it and runs away. All right, Rayla, you were dragged around.
All right. I'm gonna do booming blade on this thing that's currently attached to me. So I imagine I can strike at it.
Yes, with disadvantage as you are prone, though.
Okay. Cool. 19.
That does hit.
Cool. 9 damage, and it takes 1d8 if it moves again.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'm gonna Misty Step to the center and stand up as my movement.
All right.
Very
Very
cool.
cool.
I thought so.
Okay. So it's Red's turn, obviously very confused as to what just happened, as to how you just disappeared out of his jaws, but having a bear directly next to him, fairly intelligent creature, just immediately moving in on another attack, hitting the bear for 10 damage.
Oh.
And then you do have an opportunity attack with disadvantage as he begins to move, and I'm tracking on his damage, 1d8.
Okay.
You want me to roll that 1d8, or are you rolling it?
I guess you can roll it if
so
you want.
annoying. Okay. It's a 21 to hit.
It does
And I'm
hit.
going to try to bite it, right? I feel like.
Okay.
And that's 5 points of damage.
All right. Rayla, what was your booming blade? Well, it hasn't happened yet because he hasn't moved yet, technically.
Yep.
Okay. Farah?
It's 6 when you move.
You have that's right, because it's just an attack of opportunity. Okay, yeah, you hear an explosion. as the creature begins to move. And yep.
Taking 6 damage.
Yep.
Can I sniff him out?
Yeah, he's right next to you as far as you can smell.
Okay. Then I'm gonna.
It's not your turn.
Oh, I thought you said
Crawl.
Far. Sorry, my bad.
Yep.
Crawl.
I'm up.
You're up.
Woo. Do I hear or see any movement in this area?
No, you do not.
Okay.
You can hear some stuff from behind you, like kind of the southwest corner of this circle, and you just heard the kind of boom from right next to Farah.
Okay. I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. 20. There, I'm going to swing at the general direction where the boom was.
Okay.
That's a 18.
That hits.
That's a 10.
Yeah, you swing you have a warhammer, right? That's what you have, a warhammer?
I do.
You swing your warhammer down through the smoke around where you heard the boom. You feel the warhammer hit soft tissue. You don't feel any movement from this body that you just smashed with your warhammer.
Alright, and I went 20 here. I'm gonna take,
Finding that there's just a body where you swung
10.
into.
I know.
Gross.
Go back towards the center of the circle.
Okay. Farah?
Okay. The last time I saw a creature, well, I guess I don't know where I saw a creature last.
I saw movement, or I can't help her, can I?
No. I think I'll just.
So she doesn't speak. Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, she can understand common right now or her normal languages, but she can't speak as a bear.
So I'll just, I guess, like seeing that they're kind of getting back into the triangular formation, or at least what I understand to look like a triangular formation.
Your failings. Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna. I guess that's a triangle. I can't really tell. Yeah, that's fine. And then
Sure.
I will hold my multi-attack for when I see the next creature.
Okay.
Does the smoke dissipate? I forgot to ask that. Do we sense that the smoke is starting to dissipate?
The smoke does not dissipate as long as the creatures are alive. Like it does, but they were essentially circling you. So it was, as it slowly dissipated, maybe 20, 30 seconds after they had passed the area. The moment they would double up, it would cause again. But yeah, you guys don't hear or see any further creatures, and the smoke slowly does start to dissipate away. And after about a minute or so, it's clear enough that you can see through all of where the smoke used to be. You do see the body of 2 of the Veil Cats there, and no sign of the third one. But the smoke does clear off.
Well then, those were not fun.
Well then.
Most certainly not.
Yes.
I think we should take a rest.
Possibly in batches.
Oh, I'm a bear. I don't speak. I'm sorry. I think I stay like this for an hour or something.
I go over and I like tap Farah's head. I'm like, hello.
Well, Crawl, since you're the only other speaking member of this group right now, you think we should take a rest?
I believe we should.
I sit down.
Faro Bear.
Are you good to watch over?
Faro Bear. You keep watch.
I'm gonna take a rest too.
Cool.
I'm on my back. I'm like,
We'll keep watch in batches basically as we take our short rest.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to sleep or anything during a short rest. You can all be on watch. It's about an hour of just sitting around.
Nice.
Cool. I recover for 9 to a total of 11.
And Farah, I'm guessing you're out of wild shape.
no, I have 2 per short rest actually, so I just
No. I mean, like out of this current one.
it lasts for
Like
an
you're-
You
hour.
are no longer safe. Yeah,
Yes,
but
you're currently resting for 1 to 2 hours. So
Oh yeah, then yeah.
you're back to human
I'm
or
back.
elf shape.
I guess in order to regain it, I need to rest. Is not it? Yeah, it's so fun being a bear. Claw, claw.
I don't let go of my weapon.
cool.
I believe when you short rest as a blood hunter, you still lose it.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. Do we want to plunge forward then?
Is everyone feeling okay, or do they need some healing, or should I hold off? I don't have a lot of abilities day to day, but
I would hold off on healing.
So about maybe 30, 45 minutes after killing these creatures and starting your rest, you do hear some like mild, rustling of a small creature coming out of some of the ferns. You see just this black ant. It's about the size of a house cat. Kind of come out of the ferns. Doesn't seem particularly interested in you all just kind of wandering around like ants do, but just a large ant. Its antennas just kind of moving around, and it rubs its antennas like on the bodies of these 2 veil cats, and then kind of just scurries back off into the brush.
Oh, it's a big ant.
can I now turn into this creature?
You cannot. It is a monstrosity also. No.
I don't know. I need to ask these questions. I don't know how it works.
No, that's fair. Yes, correct, though. It is considered a monstrosity, not an animal.
Can we, now that we're rested up, or sometime during our rest, can we check out these veil cats?
The veil cats are also not a creature, right? They're something.
They're monstrosities.
Yeah, actually, I would say the ant, there's no actual stat block for this one. This one is considered a beast. There are other ones that are considered monstrosities that are within the ant colonies. So, but this black one is fine. It has the same stat block of a giant centipede minus the poison.
Nice.
It's not poisonous.
But what level is it?
The same as a centipede, I believe it's 1/8.
1/4.
All right.
Yeah, 1/4. So it is same as a giant centipede, minus the poison damage. So yeah.
Call it giant ant, giant black ant.
Giant worker ant, if you want to call it that.
Nice. I learned something new today.
Cuckoo.
I just made it up, so it was
Perfect.
Can we be checking out these veil cats?
Yeah.
Sure. What would you like to check out about them?
Cool. I want to basically detect if their smoke is a magical property about them. Just want to learn that.
Are you using detect magic?
Yeah, I'll use it as a ritual.
Okay. How long does the ritual last?
The ritual takes about an hour. Sorry, no, it takes about 11 minutes.
A minute?
11 minutes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, how long did it take? Because you broke up. Both of you.
11 minutes?
11 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, so which one are you doing the ritual on? Or you just do it on yourself?
The one that dragged me?
Yeah. They are not magical.
Okay.
Is there something on them? Like something that doesn't look organic?
Yeah, can you see a clear point where they would secrete this smoke?
The map.
Yeah, so just a general uninformed and unintrusive opinion, and just looking at these, they do have kind of small holes along their back. And while they did run out and stuff, you could see the smoke kind of emanates out of their back.
Do their teeth look cool?
They look just like general panther teeth. They're actually a lot smaller than the panther teeth that you guys found, despite that the cats themselves are bigger. They have like the claws are about the same as just a little. I mean, more generally appropriate for their size, so a little bit bigger than the panther claws. But their teeth, yeah. Aside from their canines, the rest of their teeth are actually like very small and kind of flat. Unlike the panthers, which just have rows of sharp teeth.
Cool. As soon as Rayla sees that they're not magical, she loses interest in them. All right, are we ready to keep moving forward?
Yeah, I was gonna say, now that the fog has cleared, what does it look like now? What do our surroundings look like? Is it still just dense jungle, or because I know we ran a bit, so.
Yeah, I mean, you're not too far from where you were. You only made it about 50 feet or so when you ran to the right, and then you kind of ran back to where you had come from. So yeah, you see the same stone work and rock road, like kind of broken up ancient road going through the jungle. The only difference now, as you guys finish up this ritual and your analysis of these cats, did anyone want to do a more like intrusive animal investigation? We don't have to. I'm just asking because I know Raylan was curious, but didn't care when.
If they were magic, but if they're not magic, then I don't particularly care.
I figured.
If there's, I guess like in researching them, I find out that they're really not a beast that I could turn into. So.
Yeah, you can tell as a druid that this is not a, I guess a natural creature is not the right word, but it's not a beast of, it's definitely in some way has come from either the Underdark or the Feywilds or that kind of stuff, where essentially it is not a natural creature of this material plane.
I don't know what else I don't know if a medicine check or a nature check would help us to find out more about maybe how to combat the fog or something. But like if this were to happen again, if there's an antitoxin that can be made with their secretions.
Yeah, so you can roll for animal handling if you want to like cut this thing apart and kind of dissect it.
Sure, I'll take a little bit of time. And dice. No, I'm proficient in survival, not animal. So that's a 6.
Okay, so you kind of start cutting into the creature's back just to investigate the cause of this smoke screen. As you put your knife, or I guess you don't have a knife, as you put your
quarterstaff.
Well, I guess you probably borrow someone's sharp implement and start cutting through it with like a sharpened rock that you find, kind of jaggedly cutting through the back of it. It just kind of like just erupts in a bunch of smoke, and there's this huge smoke screen that forms in like a 30-foot circle around you, just kind of like rapidly pouring forth like up from this creature's body. Takes a few minutes for it to dissipate. You do notice that the smoke is kind of like, it's like the smell is very acrid, and it kind of like feels like it's singeing your nose hairs and stuff like that as you like breathe it in. So you kind of move out of it, and you don't take any damage or anything, but you realize it's probably not good to be inhaling repeatedly.
Okay.
Having said that it's not of this plane, would Rayla recognize it?
No,
Okay.
the DM said that, not anybody.
Yep.
So yeah, after this one basically just exploded, you do hear some like scuttling coming from some of the ferns, and you see a whole swarm of these like black ants just kind of coming out of the trees and stuff like that. And they go to this first one here, and they just start doing what ants do, just kind of swarming it, started pulling like pieces of flesh and stuff out of it, little puffs of smoke coming out as they're ripping through the flesh, and they start breaking it into smaller pieces as you guys watch. They don't really seem, again, interested or like they care about you, and just kind of marching off back into their little ant thing that they're doing.
Yeah, I don't want to stick around for that.
I want to join them. Can I turn into an ant? I want to see where they go. They look so nice.
Want to join them?
You can certainly do that if you would like.
No, we should
I'm
go
gonna
get some
recommend
money.
we move
We
on.
should go save Percy. I know, you're right. But look how cute they are.
I would not.
They are cute, but they were cute when there was one of them. Now they are less cute.
Okay then, let's be off.
Let's be on.
And we go.
All right. Sounds good. So following this trail for a little while, you guys come upon, it's not a particularly large structure, but it is a stone building, what it looks like. Kind of a path sinking down. It's obvious that the earth has somewhat sunk beneath it after like what you would presume is probably hundreds of years of being here, as it's just covered in moss and vines and tree roots that are digging and finding their way through all of this. Large parts of the ceiling having collapsed into just piles of rubble, and clung to the wall on one part. You see this like large silvery, kind of like a bell almost, but it looks organic. It's got like a kind of a sheen to it and kind of like a little bit of slime, and it's just stuck to the base of the floor and then onto the wall, up against just like this, the very entrance to this, which is about maybe 30, 40 feet across. And but this silvery bell thing is maybe about like 6 feet long, by like 2 feet high and 3 feet wide. And like I said, it's kind of just got this like silvery sheen to it, and it's you could see from where you're at, it's like it looks like it's wet, and just kind of placed there.
Cool. Can I identify what this is?
So looking at it, like I said, it looks organic. You do not sense, as it's been less than half an hour since your ritual, you do not detect any magic from it. But you can certainly roll for perception if you'd like.
Cool.
Can I assist?
Sure. Are you proficient in perception?
I am proficient, yep.
Well, I guess you can all just separately roll. That's fine.
Okay.
Well, that was a nat 20, so that's 22.
Oh, but I got a 24.
All right. Yes. So as you all kind of approach, you can see this, like as you get closer, this silvery sheen has like tinges of purple to it, and you can actually see the sheen is not anything on the outside or the actual texture, but it's actually like the bell itself is clear, kind of almost like this goopy liquid just holding it all in place, almost like mucus or something. And the sheen is actually caused by a bunch of smoke just like kind of wisping around inside of this mucus shell.
Do you think we should touch it?
No, but we have.
Does this purple look at all like the smoke?
It did, actually.
Is there any way you can play around with it with your mage hands? Isn't that how that works?
I'm sorry, what?
Is there any way that you can play around with it with your mage hands?
Do you know the more you speak, the more you sound like Beetlejuice?
I don't have mage hand,
Oh,
Womp womp.
I thought
so
it was something.
that's going to be a no.
My quarterstaff is how long? Like 5 feet?
It's probably about 5 feet long, yep.
Yeah. Would you like me to touch it, see what happens? I can try it with my quarterstaff. I'm into it.
Be my guest.
I do one of the...
So yeah, as you kind of press onto it with your quarterstaff, you see the like external layer is flexible and it kind of bends in a little bit. This is from a light touch. As you pull it back, you do see there's like some of this like goop on the edge of your quarterstaff. You can certainly poke it harder if you would like.
I bring the goop closer and I smell it. Does this have the same acrid smell?
It does.
I think that more of those creatures live here. It's a thought. This smells like the smoke.
Well, then I think we should approach cautiously. But do we see any like human footprints in the area or things that would lead us to believe that Percy is actually in there?
Drag marks.
Roll for survival.
Cool.
I'm gonna do that too. For help.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are discussing this, you can all do survival checks if you would like. You're not time pressed currently.
No. That's a 9 from me.
Rayla's just like, I don't know, it's obviously
25.
something. Yeah, Farah, you're able to see they're about 4 days old at this point. Very light footprints that have been kind of muddled together with like some light rain and stuff like that. So you can't really approximate too much on the size or anything, but they definitely came from some kind of humanoid boot.
Into the direction of this sticky stuff?
Correct. Into the direction of the temple.
Okay. Yeah, he's more definitely this way. I can see the marks. They're a few days old.
Hey, question, Mike. Does it look like they're the sticky stuff is caked on top of it, or like he stepped into the sticky stuff?
Nope, there's no sticky stuff on the footprints at all.
It's like on the wall, right? We can't get through in the opening?
No, it's just on the wall. It's not like blocking the entrance or anything.
Okay.
It's just
something that we see.
Let me here. I can draw your entrance here. Let me see. Where's freehand? So you've got like the entrance of the temple is here. This is like looking at it, right? It's like maybe like 40 feet across. And if you got the ground, let's say this is the ground here, you kind of see this little thing just kind of like that, just stuck onto the wall on the ground. That's near the entrance, but you can certainly walk right past it if you don't want to mess with it.
Investigate it more.
Okay. Always a wise choice. Never has anyone regretted that. What would you like to do?
Go back back with my quarterstaff and poke it some more.
Nice.
You want to like try and break it open?
I don't know why, but it's telling me.
Okay.
I'm worried he's in there. That's all I keep thinking is we're gonna
Sure.
fight.
Yeah, you jab your quarterstaff into this thing, and it kind of punctures with this like liquidy pop, and the entire like kind of outside thing retracts, almost like it was like just pulled over like kind of skin, and just pops back, and all the smoke just like comes out. Looks just like the Veil Cat smoke you had seen before, and there is a kind of pouring out of this thing as it pops open. Is the body of like a half decomposed deer. So like half its body is kind of melted away, and a lot of its entrails and stuff has started to liquefy, and it just kind of pours out along the floor.
Bela, I'm so happy you were able to get away from that thing. Look at what it did to this deer.
I don't like thinking of myself in a similar state. So, yeah, I suppose it was good.
Well, there's no man body here, I don't think. I'll like poke around even more, see if there's like anything else that's in there, or is it empty?
Now it's just the deer pours out, and all the smoke has dissipated. You can fairly plainly see that's all that's in there.
Okay.
As all the kind of membrane has retracted onto a base.
Crawl from a couple steps away turns over. Does it look like a man body?
No, Crawl, I just said it's a deer.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Then I suppose our only bet is to go in.
Hey, Rayla, I just realized I guess I'm fine. Hey, Crawl, can you see in the dark?
I can't see.
Okay, then. I did not know. I asked.
Rayla told me that once.
Yep.
I know Rayla can. She's mighty. She's an elf.
She's a mighty elf.
No, you guys, you all have your own skills.
Aye, but I had never seen someone step away from a creature like that. Did you see what Rayla did, Carl? She just boom.
In a misty direction.
It was most fantastic.
Yeah.
So let's go in then to the cave. Oh man, the music. Oh man.
What music?
I hear music.
Oh, that's the TV.
Oh. I was like, oh no.
Alicia's watching Midnight in Paris, I believe.
Aww, that's a lovely film.
It is a great movie. I love it. All right, so coming in through the main entrance, it's kind of like all this broken up rock that was obviously excavated a long time ago, and it kind of narrows down to about a 10-foot wide opening as you continue down. Still some ferns and some like and moss and stuff growing, but then the cave clears into what's actually like a rock, old broken up stone structure. And you guys come into a small room. Parts of the ceiling have collapsed in on themselves there. And you see directly in front of you as you come in, there's like a door that was kind of like just broken and half hanging on its hinges, leading into another room. You also see a hallway that goes north, and there's like painted in basically like someone took a rock and like wrote on the wall, like, "Do not enter, traps." And then it just like underlined 3 times, and it says "Go around." And but other than that, it's a fairly unadorned room. There's some cobwebs and stuff like that, but not a whole bunch. And all the floor tiling is broken and stuff like that. In this room at least, there's a couple of broken parts of the ceiling where you can see like light from the jungle above pouring through.
I think we should follow the sign.
But go around what way? Left way? Right way?
So the sign is right here, saying like "Do not enter." Traps. And it says "Go around."
Do we see any dust trailing in a specific direction from But we
From the
can
boot
match-
mark?
Yeah, from the boot marks from before.
Yeah, with your previous survival score, you do see some boot prints going a little further east, or sorry, through the east door.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like Percy went this way.
All right, then. I suppose we follow. Walk, walk, walk.
Yep. So following that, just another fairly unadorned room, stone walls, and hold on, it's giving me issues like always. This reveal areas thing, man. There we go. You see there's 4 stone pillars that go up. 2 of them have collapsed in this room. You see 2 more hallways going up. One of them, another kind of broken, dilapidated door just hanging on hinges. The second hallway, the door you can just see is just fragments of wood that have just kind of rotted along the ground. There's a small hole in the ceiling that you can see daylight coming through. The spot has like some moss and stuff growing from where the rain has come down onto it. But it's just these flat like stone walls that go all over. Just some mosses and cobwebs and stuff. And the footprints do follow up on the north hallway. The one closest to you currently with the door broken in place there.
We should keep going by these doors. It seems where the boots are headed. Or what you think? You want to look down the other hallway?
I think we should at least give it a look before we head down, but I certainly see your point.
I look down this hallway.
I agree.
Okay. So looking through there, you see just a large room, some pillars up ahead of you, one of them broken apart.
I think it's the same room, but I guess to be safe, let's follow this route.
Yeah, looking up through that one, Rayla, you can see they lead to the same room.
Can I pick up some rocks here?
Sure. You just gonna hold them?
Yeah.
This is for that old Kill Tour special.
Yeah.
What did you say? I'm sorry. You're just gonna hold them?
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold them. Sorry.
All right. Just remember, you guys don't have backpacks, so.
Yeah, it's if anything, I'll put down the small pile.
Yeah. Okay. Just. Okay. So yeah, you guys moving into this larger room?
Yeah.
So coming into this room, you see 4 large stone pillars. Again, 2 of them on opposite ends this time have kind of broken apart. You see you see it's just a larger room. There are 3 stone thrones kind of in the back north corner of the room. There is what looks like a small campsite. You can see some rocks and like a small cooking set and some fire, like kind of ash and stuff within it, and a small little sleeping roll right next to it. And you notice as you come in, though, there's like a slight like dust in the air that hasn't really settled, and you just see this gaping hole in the ground right in the center of the room. And then immediately in front of Rayla, as you come in, right here, you see written on the wall again is, it says traps again, like do not go in. And then behind these thrones, you guys can see some kind of fresco, like carved into the wall, like as a sort of relief image.
Cool.
And there's a big black gaping hole, right?
Yeah, going straight down. And you can tell from where you're standing that all the rocks around it are very loose. And there's like still like dust and stuff coming up from inside of it.
So it seems fairly recent.
Yeah, give me one sec. Nobody reads my text messages, so they have to call.
Okay.
So considerate.
Hey guys,
Shall we check out the painting
what do you think about
Or the campsite?
and the campsite?
What do you guys think about throwing some of these rocks in this?
In that hole?
Yeah,
All for it.
me too, bud.
It's loose rock. Be careful there, huh?
Oh, I'm gonna throw him.
He's gonna
Yeah,
just toss him in.
I don't see you though, so.
I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention.
You know, a regular John Wilkes Booth.
I mean, I found this like nice Google sheet, right, that I sent you guys. I'm gonna make it better.
You sent a Google sheet?
I did
Where?
Yeah,
on the chat.
it's on the chat.
You don't love me. You don't pay attention to me.
I love you, babe.
Oh.
Work's been.
I know.
Loaded, but okay.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
It's the worst. Hey, Javi, I heard that you and Tom did a really good job on some budget the other day at some point.
Who said that?
Oh, it was Tom praising himself. You were
Oh.
also included, though.
Well, that's nice of him.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah. He was like, you know what? I'm actually pretty happy that we finished this thing at this point and stuff.
Yeah, tonight they're literally tearing it apart. I have that going on a separate screen.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Because they just wanna cut money for whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
For whatever.
Your job is to swing for the fences. Your job isn't to hit home runs. Very different.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that.
Have you previously been employed by the University of Miami? Yes, I have.
Recently?
No, but when I was
Hey guys, sorry, we have like 3 search and rescue cases and like 7 drug cases going on, so it's a whole thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay, so you guys just haphazardly ran into this room. Sounds good.
Oh no, we want to go look at the campsite.
Okay, sure. So this campsite, so there's like a stone little campfire that was made underneath an area that has kind of like a break in the ceiling exposing the jungle above. There are some pots and pans and stuff like that, and you can see some ash in the center, so there's no fresh embers or fires that you can tell. And a small kind of crimson bedroll that's laid out next to this campfire. And that is really all that makes up this campfire, or this small campsite.
I'm gonna toss a rock into this hole.
Okay.
That hole. I didn't know if you knew which hole, so it's this one right here.
Right, yeah, the giant hole in the middle. Okay. You hear it hits the ground after a few seconds.
Nice.
I want to start to collect all of the whatever materials from the encampment site. Like the bedroll, you said bedroll, pots, pans.
You're just gonna walk around with it in your hands for right now.
No, I'm gonna try to put it inside of the bedroll and try to make a bag out of it. I know that I do have rope, so that I want to tie that off into.
You do not have rope.
I thought we had rope from the boat that we've had with us.
Oh, but you don't have any way to bring it with you.
Oh, I see.
You
This is
didn't
a
wrap it
problem.
around your belly like a belt?
I guess you can have like 2 or 3 feet of rope if you wanted to bring it with you, but
yeah, but you didn't have a lot of rope to begin with, right?
Okay, sure. Okay, yeah, you can tie a knot around the bedroll. That's fine.
I think we should leave that till we're done here.
Why?
It's to keep it simple and clean for we're ready to go. You never know what's going to happen.
All right.
And I set it up like by the door.
Okay.
All right. Then I'm gonna move over to check out this fresco mural on the back wall.
I follow.
Okay. So it depicts some large humanoids, kind of on the edges, and then in the middle there's just like a whole bunch of smaller humanoids. And the large humanoids you can see like out of their hands are like lightning and like fire and stuff, and they're kind of just shooting at this large crowd of tiny humanoid figures in the center.
Hey,
Any writing on it?
There is no writing on it, no.
hey, I'm gonna look on this hallway from here.
Do the humanoids look like anything in particular? Specifically thinking the Grimlocks.
No, they do not. They're just kind of carved into the wall, so there's no colors or anything presented. And the artwork itself is not incredibly detailed. You can just see that there's tiny things that look like people in the center area, and then huge things on both the sides. And they have like just their hands all outstretched. All the big figures do have different faces and are a little more intricately designed than the center ones. And then out of their hands, there's like fire and like lightning and beams and stuff like that shooting at the center crowd.
Do these chairs seem us-sized?
They are human sized, yes. Or, yeah, about average sized.
Can I check them out?
Yeah, they are stone chairs, obviously very old. And then the center one is kind of raised up on a bit of a pedestal. And then just kind of all around the base of it, you do see the same like designs of the larger images, kind of just in a circle around it.
All right. Well, do we want to check down this pit? We want to look down.
Mike, did you say that there is any writing on these walls that said "Do not enter"?
There is no writing on that wall. No. Looking in, you can see a hallway kind of going in that direction.
All right then.
We can go. I was just curious. We can go down the pit, but we may want to go finish exploring as much as we can here. What you think?
I think
Yeah.
it's very likely that there's stairs.
All right.
I start to gingerly approach, but using my quarterstaff to like tap on the floors ahead of me.
Excuse me, Quara. Crawl picks up one of his tiny little rocks and tosses it down the hallway.
Nothing of interest happens with the rock, and the floor sounds like floor as you tap it.
Can I look down the hole, see what I see down there?
Yeah, looking down, what's your dark vision to, 120?
No, 60.
You can just barely make out the bottom from where you're standing.
Oh.
Farah, as you come into this room, you see 3 treasure chests, and there is a rope kind of obviously spooled along the ground in a very specific manner. There's like obvious artificial bends made that are like almost perfect 90 degrees that align with the tiles.
Not being smart, Farah turns around and says, "There seems to be some treasure, with a very odd rope." Rayla, Crawl, can you take a look at these? I'm not sure what it means. And I'll like push past them.
All right, we'll take a look. Standing here at the entranceway, looking down south. Hey, Crow, you want to throw one of your rocks at one of these spaces just to the south?
Absolutely.
Oh, perfect.
Toss.
How big are these rocks?
I'm carrying probably 10 of them in my hands, but I also have giant hands.
Fair enough. I'm just imagining you're throwing a giant stone that you've heaved over here.
No,
Heavy, really
I imagine they're like palm stones, like water skipping rocks.
exactly, a little bit larger than palm stones.
So like water skipping stones?
Yeah, just
A little bit bigger. Yeah, dropping them onto the floor, nothing happens.
I'm gonna drop 2 of them onto the same spot.
Okay, nothing happens.
Look down at this rope.
It is obviously old and partially frayed, but it is obviously, as I mentioned to Farah, has been spooled out, and you can tell that it has been manipulated in a specific way to look a specific shape.
Weird.
That's what I said.
All right. Can I look at the spaces in front of the chests? Do they look the same as the rest of the tiles?
The tiles in front of the chest?
Yep.
They do. The whole room, all the room looks the same, other than you can see there are, as has been written on the walls, some pit traps. But yes, the tiles throughout the whole room otherwise look all the same.
Seeing that they're like in the room without a problem, I'm gonna like scooch around.
Okay.
And then use my quarterstaff to like tap the treasure chest.
All right. It is very old wood with some kind of like rusted iron bands and stuff like that kind of hold the shape together. The wood is fairly molded and stuff. The latch is kind of like half hanging. There is no lock or anything on this one. And actually same for the other two as well. The one in the middle being a little more, a little bigger, and the work on it is a little more ornate, but still very rusted and dilapidated away.
Rayla, earlier I saw you do some sort of ritual. Maybe you want to see if there's some magic on this.
Sure. I could give it a check. Just to detect magic. This will take a bit.
It's okay, we have nothing but time out here.
Okay. That's one approach to it. I do detect magic.
You do not detect any magic.
All right. I don't see any magic here.
15 minutes later. Yeah, no, there's nothing.
Okay. Then I try to prop open the chest with the quarterstaff. That's all I can think of doing. You said there's no lock on it, right? So it should be pretty easy to like.
Yeah. So you're just popping it open?
Yeah,
popping
like
that
stepping back and popping it open and telling everybody the same. No faith.
Okay. The chest opens. Nothing interesting happens.
Oh, cool.
Look inside.
It is empty.
Oh, boring.
I go to the next one. Do the same thing.
Yep, it opens, kind of almost falling back as this heavy lid almost knocks it over, because it is empty.
It's empty. Okay.
time's the charm.
Cross over. Do the same thing.
It is also empty.
Okay.
Damn it.
Almost like you guys aren't the first ones here.
Yep, almost like.
Well then, let's go down that hole.
Okay.
Do you want to use
I don't-
the rope?
What rope?
The rope that's on the ground.
No, I think it's like this for a reason. You don't be touching things.
I'm gonna move the rope.
I'm getting out of the way before he moves the rope.
I'm gonna do the same.
I'm gonna give the rope a tug from the corner that I'm at.
Okay. You're just going to spool the rope up.
Yep, spool it up.
Okay. You have spooled approximately 30 feet of rope.
Oh, fantastic.
It's a nice tug.
And then I'm gonna go just step over here, see what happens.
Sure. Can you roll a dexterity saving throw?
Yep, can do that.
Why he do this?
Because I'm curious.
He has a different character in mind.
He's tired of spell books already.
Yeah, that's an 11. Okay. The moment you step, the floor just gives way beneath you. You fall about 5 feet into a pit of some small spikes and stuff like that. A lot of them have rusted and kind of break beneath your weight. You do take 6 damage as you fall in.
Do we hear him say ow? Or her, rather?
I imagine you would hear him, her Scandinavian accent being like, ow, as it like echoes through this hallway.
Damn it, Rayla, what you doing down there?
I stepped in the wrong place.
There was a rope there for a reason. We help her out.
Well, now we know the reason.
Told you.
Imagine
being the adventurer that set all this up just for a next adventurer to be like, wow, this guy's probably a liar. He stole all our treasure too.
I put the treasure boxes inside of the pit. Stupid leaving these damn treasure boxes out with nothing in them.
I throw the rope up. Hey, can you lift me?
No, we did. We helped you out already.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Unless we have to make a strength check. Don't
The chests to toss them in? No, they're not particularly large. You can just pick them up and toss them into the pit if you want.
Yeah.
Sure.
It went in the dryer. They're not supposed to go in the dryer.
The treasure chest? No, probably not. Wait, do any of these seem in decent condition?
No, they're all very old.
Okay.
They're not they're not quite falling apart, but they are kind of damp from the humidity, and it's made of wood, and most of them are covered in like mold and.
Understood. I'm trying to discern whether or not one of them would function to carry stuff back.
It could probably hold stuff. Yeah.
We should probably keep one then.
Fine.
Yeah.
All right. You can throw the rest down.
I throw the rest down.
Okay.
Going back to the thrones, do they seem like they're sitting solid, or is there space underneath them? I want to feel around to see if there's anything underneath them.
The stones of the thrones?
Yeah.
No, they're actually just mounted on the, or not mounted, but they're placed on the ground.
Hey guys, I have an idea. Can all 3 of us sit on all 3 stone seats?
Sure.
I like to see it.
Give me a second.
Fuck you, Rayla.
I told you, Rayla is the elf. She is high and mighty. She is very powerful.
Danny, if you hit alt, you can drop it wherever you want.
Oh?
Yeah, there you go.
I have to
There you guys go.
We learned things today.
think of all the things we can do.
Somebody on the chat said don't pull a Pippin, Rayla.
Yeah, fair.
It's a Pippin.
Okay.
That's a fair point.
Are we going down this hole then?
Are we good? But first we're staying there and we're waiting to see what happens when Mike gets back.
Yeah.
I have a question. You say you grab 30 feet of rope, huh?
Yeah.
Are we going to tie it off to these stones? Or is one of us going to stay up here as the others go down?
Is this stone right here? Whatever.
Well, I think this would be the nearest stone to the hole. Only cutting it off by about 5-10 feet. If we were to do that, but we're all sitting in the fancy chairs now.
So yeah, the three of you sit down in the fancy chairs. They're a little cold against your skin and stuff like that. They're kind of like, stone, and it's a little bit of a relief against the humidity and heat that's kind of permeating through the temple otherwise. But you sit there, nothing interesting happens.
Oh, fantastic.
You also do not detect any magic, as I believe detect magic lasts for 30 minutes after the ritual.
Yep.
Yeah, you do not detect any magic emanating from these chairs or anywhere in the temple around you.
Fantastic. Glad we sat down. And you said there was nothing around the base of any of these chairs?
Other than the etching along the center one, though.
Yeah, can I take a deeper look at that etching?
Sure, roll for religion.
All right. Certainly.
I hear.
That's a 22.
All right. So you kind of hypothesize that looking at these different frescoes, both along the chair as well as along the back wall, that these larger humanoids appear to be deities of some kind. They do not. They're not like direct representations that you're familiar with of any of the gods, at least in their present day. The present thinking of how these are typically drawn. However, looking at some of them, you do recognize, there's this one big dude that's like shooting lightning, and you can kind of be like, you see some similarities between the current representations of Talos and this deity, and it matches with the lightning. Similarly, you kind of see that amongst all other representations of these large figures, that you see some similarities between Faerun representations of deities, as well as their powers represented here, but you do not recognize, not a direct copy of what they would look like. So kind of like hieroglyphics, where you can kind of tell, Ra and whatever, but they don't necessarily translate to the same gods.
Got it.
If that makes sense. I'm trying to explain.
Hey, I'm gonna toss a couple more rocks on this one.
Okay. The rocks land on the ground.
The treasure chest? Yeah, sure.
And it's about half, what's it called? Half a second?
You can see the bottom. It's about 50 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Never mind.
Whatever the physics works out for that.
Yeah.
We tie the rope then.
Okay. Where would you like to tie the rope to?
But okay.
What'd you say, Rayla?
Sure, let's do this.
Wasn't it your idea?
No, I don't think we have enough rope to make it to the bottom.
No, but if I hold on to it, you can climb down after me. And it'll give us more space, because that'll be about 35 feet, 20, 30 feet.
Sure. Do we have a plan to get out of this hole?
Well, that's why we were tying it on. And then we can stand on each other's shoulders. Be like, ah, ha, ha, ha. You can misty step up.
That is true.
Yeah, perhaps we can look down the hole. Sorry, climb down a bit of the rope to get a better look down the hole.
That's probably
Yes.
a better idea. I'm
Fantastic.
okay at perceiving things, but not so good at investigating.
Street front, I got it.
I'm okay at perceiving things. I'm not great at investigating.
Well, if you want to,
I'm
Grayla,
okay at it.
well, who wants to go down? I don't mind holding onto the rope.
That's your strength. Very strong.
I suppose I can climb down the rope if you'd like.
I think I should hold on to the rope.
Okay, then.
Okay, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, you have to hold on to the rope.
All right. I climb down the rope. Crawl holds the rope. I get towards the bottom of the rope. And,
Okay, Rayla, as you begin to climb down and put your weight on it, crawl, I'm going to need a strength check from you.
$21.
Okay, you're able to hold the rope. Rayla, as you climb down, I'm going to need an athletics check from you.
Athletics check. Okay. Fantastic.
Unless you're doing it where you just hold the end of the rope and they just slowly lower you down.
I mean, we could go with that, but I got a 16.
Okay. All right. You climb to the bottom of the rope. You're about 25 feet off the ground.
Right.
Looking around. Yep. So essentially, you're in a tunnel. Basically, all the rocks that have collapsed have kind of blocked one of the sides of the tunnel. So like behind you, it's all blocked by these rocks and boulders and kind of a small cave-in from underneath the temple. And then there's a tunnel that goes kind of farther down. You don't really see anything as it kind of winds around almost immediately. But you do see a short bow on the ground not too far from you. It is broken in half, but it is on the ground there. Or let me see. Is it broken? Let's see. I'm going to take a little look-see. Maybe. But yes, you see a short bow on the ground.
Well, I do see a sign that Percy may have been down here.
Good sign or bad?
And yeah, it is. You can tell that the frame of the bow is broken. The string is still kind of held together, but it is shattered into pieces, 2 pieces.
How tall are you, Crawl?
How tall am I? About 7 feet.
How tall are you, Rayla?
I'm like 5'8".
Okay. That gives us 13. I'm just thinking if we put somebody on somebody's shoulder, that gives us 13 feet. But that's only 25 feet if we tie off the rope.
Can I look around and see if any of these pathways have any light coming through them? I want to see if this cave system that's under here looks like it connects to the outside in another way.
Does not appear to.
Delightful.
Should we pull Rayla back up?
Yeah, Rayla, how frequently can you do Misty Step?
Oh, if I give it a good rest, I can do it. Anytime I get a good amount of rest, I can do it.
Okay, and to what distance can you do it?
It's about a 30-foot step.
So, if you were on somebody's shoulders, in the weird comical format that we were thinking, essentially misty step to the top if need be. Or no?
It's 50 feet from the cave floor to the hole. So she would need to actually do 55 feet to get standing on it.
Correct.
Misty step to like onto the rope.
I could give it a try.
So if you tie the rope off, 10, yeah, it would be right at the limit of it.
I could give it a try. You want me to pop down there, start looking around?
Okay, then we're going to tie the rope off.
All right, I'll pop down there before you do. Misty step to the floor.
Okay, Rayla, you appear on the cave floor. As I mentioned, this now like towering boulders and landslide that has caved in behind you, going all the way up to the ceiling of the cave itself, which is about, in most areas, is about 30 feet. The area directly above you goes up to 50, where this caved in underneath the temple. And there's a hallway, or not a hallway, but a tunnel that continues going in one direction. And there's this kind of broken apart short bow on the ground in front of you.
Perhaps we could. Does that look like there's any way to secure the rope into some of those sections of boulders that goes higher?
You would have to reach the rope.
Yep.
And the rope, you lose about 10 feet of rope, so you get about 20 feet hanging down. So not quite, because it would need to bend around the ceiling.
Yep, but if Kroll was to sway on the rope as he was hanging, and could he land on one of those areas?
Potentially.
Well, it's less of a fall.
I think at this point we've like tied off the rope to
Yep.
this. And I will start making my way down.
Okay. So you are 30 feet above the ground.
I don't want to break the shield, but yeah, I'm just gonna try to jump off and land. I'm just gonna try doing it.
Okay. All right. You got real lucky.
Oh, I don't get to roll. Okay.
No, it's just fall damage. But you got real lucky because it rolled 3 1s. So there's a D10s or D6s for damage when you fall.
I think it's D6s.
Okay, yes, so you got lucky with 3 1s. All right, you take 3 damage as you fall. And you manage to kind of tumble right as you do. And you kind of fall on Rayla, so she cushions the fall.
Sorry, Rayla.
It's D. Yep. No problem.
You want to try catching Kroll with me? He's a big man.
Sure. We'll give that a try.
I actually put the shield over me. Okay, Kroll, make your way down. But not downtown.
I climb down the rope.
God, this is gonna be so bad.
Look for a boulder that's a little bit higher that I can jump onto. And then, like, as a stepping stone.
Yeah, I mean, so you're trying to swing.
Yep.
You guys have
I hear what you're doing, but we got away from Mike to get back.
Oh, you may have lost him, but we have both of you.
Okay, I'll reconnect.
Oh, that's good to know.
Hey, there he is. Okay, sure. So you're going to try and swing to kind of propel yourself and land on another boulder without immediately falling off it.
Correct.
Okay, can I get an acrobatics check?
I mean, not when you make it sound impossible like that.
Not in athletics.
It's not impossible. No, athletics is running, climbing, and swimming. This is almost a trapeze art that you're trying to do right now.
We got ourselves a 13.
All right. You manage to propel yourself and land a foot on this rock, and you immediately fall backwards, just kind of tumbling down this cave wall. And somehow takes, well, I guess because you tumbled, takes substantially more damage than Farah, just falling straight down to the ground. So you take 9 damage. You kind of head over heels, tumble down all of these rocks.
Okay.
The sound of your body smashing into the cave floor just echoes through the tunnel. And you hear footsteps running, echoing through the tunnel.
That was 9 damage?
It was 9 damage. So you're at 7.
Cool.
Cool.
So you say we hear footsteps echoing?
Correct. Away from, or echoing, and it's kind of fading away.
All right. Do we see any tracks here?
It is stone floor. You do not see any tracks.
Cool. Then I suppose we follow where the sound's coming from?
I suppose we do.
Okay. So going through these tunnels as it just progressively gets darker and darker, it does start to get a little bit narrow and then kind of widen up in spots like that. You do begin to hear like some soft grunting noises and stuff like that sound very similar to some of the Grimlocks that you guys had encountered earlier. But these are almost like whispered, like you hear them very, very faint, coming from right around a bend in front of you.
Are these whispers loud enough to make them out?
Yes, you can hear them. They're just kind of grunting stuff. The Grimlock sounds. They're not like people talking.
All right.
Would you like me to try to approach quietly?
Could I do comprehend languages on that?
Sure. Let me check what the spell is. Comprehend languages. Written language. Okay. Sure.
Cool. I'll cast it as a ritual.
How long does a ritual take?
It takes 11 minutes. Let me double check that. Yeah. So just past 10. Yep.
Okay, but I imagine it involves drawing sigils and chanting and stuff like that as well.
It does involve sound, yeah.
Okay. Sure. You cast all of your or doing all of your ritualistic stuff. The voices do stop after a while, after you begin doing all your chanting and stuff. So this is just into your first minute of doing it. But considering you're basically yelling a ritual out in a cave. Things are aware that you are immediately in its vicinity.
As soon as I hear that they have stopped, I stop.
Okay.
I think they may have noticed.
I think it was the shouting.
It probably was.
It's okay, Rayla. I'm going to try to approach quietly. And I'm going to try to stealth to see what we can see around the bend.
Okay. Sure, roll for stealth.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you come up to the corner here and peeking around. You can see that the cave goes on for like another 10 or so feet, and then it just ends, and you see 3 Grimlocks huddled in a corner. They appear to be looking in your direction, but from what you can tell, they have not seen you. Roll for perception as well. Or I guess this would be insight. Insight. They're humanoid enough.
12.
They appear nervous.
I'll back up as quietly as I approach and see. They seem to be scared. There's 3 of them. There be 3 of them.
There be 3 of them.
All right. Hey, if you think they're nervous, then you know what? I should finish up my ritual, and then we can try and speak with them.
I think it's for the best.
Absolutely.
All right, then you'll stand guard while I finish up.
Yep.
I
Sit there with the warhammer.
stand behind us, please.
Yep. All right. Then I finish my ritual.
Okay.
And try and talk to these things. Hello?
I don't think you can speak different languages with comprehend languages.
That's correct. That's correct. I'm going to approach cautiously with my hands bare.
Okay.
Hello?
As you come around the corner, you see one of the Grimlocks closest looks, and they all kind of like give a start, like jumping back a bit, and then seeing you, the one closest shouts out, "You are not monster!"
Oh dear. They're concerned about a monster.
Oh no. What type of monster be that?
Better question, what type of monster makes 3 Grimlocks so anxious?
Do we see any more supplies like the short bow or things like that? No. Well, step away from them Grimlocks.
Can I...
So the Grimlock shouts, "Why are you in cave?"
Can I communicate falling? I'm gonna symbol the hole, and then I'm gonna say,
Show them the broken bowl.
fall. And try and see if they understand.
They seem to, let's see, roll for, I don't know what it is, probably something along the lines of charisma, right, as your ability to communicate intelligently. Actually, you roll for intelligence.
Okay.
That's probably more along the lines of being able to creatively come up with communication ways.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So yeah, you make all these symbols of you falling through the roof. And the Grimlocks kind of look at each other like the fact that you are attempting to communicate and can apparently understand as you attempt to answer their question. The closest one steps a little bit forward. The other ones separate away from the walls. They do have their clubs in hand and are obviously ready and prepared to strike if need be. But the closest one grunts out, "Show arms!" And he kind of smacks his arms like this. Are you wearing robes, or what are you wearing? Do you have sleeves?
Just simple clothes. I can pull them up.
Okay. He very quickly takes a step forward and grabs your wrist and looks at your arm back and forth, and on the other arm as well. And he kind of steps back very quickly. Then he points at where your tattoos are on your arm.
Mm-hmm.
And he shouts, he points on his own, and he's like, "What this?" The Twitch chat is telling you to kill him if you want to know.
The first group of people we don't murder, and we're being actively advised to murder. That's fine.
I sent you the link.
I'm going to try and communicate to them that it's a key?
You're going to have to roll for intelligence on that one as well. You're a wizard, so you're all right, but...
Oof.
You might want to put on your phone.
All right, that's an 11.
Where's the sound might go off?
Yeah, so you're trying to do this stuff, and the first one that has been communicating with you turns to the others, and he's like, "She infected, soon monster." And
what'd he say?
She infected. Well, you don't know what she says.
That's true.
Because you don't understand their grunting. And they all too draw their bone clubs and kind of shrieking run at you. So roll for initiative, guys.
Okay.
I'm locking the d20s for a second.
Great.
The Twitch chat's going to be like, "Yeah, no, should have done this."
Well, I learned how to tell who's infected. I think that was worthwhile.
Infected with what, though?
That's a great question, isn't it?
No.
So what was everyone's rolls? I'm sorry.
6.
18.
12.
So Rayla 18, Farah 12. All right. I'm going to say the two people who could not actively see what is going on, you will start on the second round.
Oh,
Because you cannot tell that unengaged. Yeah, you can't see them. So you cannot tell that an engagement is breaking out until after. So Rayla's moves will continue or count as a surprise round as well as these three creatures. But Rayla, you are first.
Okay.
Cool. They're all clumped together?
Yeah, they're all standing huddled in a corner.
Cool. I'm going to activate Blade Song, and then I'm going to come up and attack the center one with Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
That is a 19 to hit.
19 does hit the one in the center.
Cool. He takes 7 damage.
Okay.
And the other 2 take 3. Give me 1 second. I'll just double check. Yep. The other 2 take 3.
Okay.
All right. That's my turn.
All right.
My AC right now is currently 16. Because of Blade Song.
Your sword blade or your song blade?
Blade Song, yep.
Blade song. Okay. Good to know. The one closest to you that had been communicating with you swings his bone club, and he does hit you.
Shield.
That brings you to 21.
That brings me to 21, yep.
Okay, and then his bone club smashing into the shield, unable to penetrate. The second one attempts to hit you, also smashing into your shield. And the third one does hit, catching you kind of in the back as you're blocking the other 2. Just sucker punching it. He deals 11 damage to you.
I go down.
So Rayla is down, which then brings us to the top of the round. So Rayla, it is your first death save.
Cool. That's a nat 20.
Nice. So you're back up.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Oh, yeah, with 1 HP. Okay. Then it's Farah's turn.
Okay. Trying to think what would be the best course of action. All right. I'm gonna move here.
Okay.
I think I can try to do poison spray if I move here. This one, right? And it won't affect Rayla?
Correct. I believe poison spray is just a targeted spray or a targeted attack. No?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. He needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Of 13, please.
Of 13. Unless his Constitution modifier is insane. He does fail.
Okay, and then let me roll the damage.
What is it?
A 12. It's a 1.
All right.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Use this blue one.
All right.
Blue one's a good one.
All right, and then I will bonus action wild shape into a panther.
Okay.
Hoping
What's health? Do they have 13?
They have 13 health, yes.
Hoping that they'll what?
Hoping that they'll be scared of these things, but now I'm starting to second guess my thought because they may be comfortable fighting these things. But hey, that's what I said, so that's what we're going for.
Okay. So you're now a panther. Sounds good.
Panther power.
Crawl, it is your turn.
Do I know that they were?
Crawl.
Crawl.
He's talking.
Yeah. Do I know that they were? That they're scared of the monster.
Yeah, I think Rayla shouted it back at you.
And they can't see me?
Correct, they currently do not see you.
Okay. I'm gonna shout 5, 10, 15. I'm going to shout at the top of my lungs, just in a yell, like, "Ah!" and just take my warhammer and slam it against this cave wall.
Okay. If only you knew what this monster was. You can roll an intimidation check.
Sure. I have proficiency in intimidation. Does that mean I roll at advantage, technically? Or no?
No, that means you have proficiency in intimidation, which already should be added.
No. Well then, we've got ourselves a 14.
Okay, let me roll some wisdom competitions.
Oh, wisdom.
So yes, the ones I'm indicating now. So the one at the top, the one currently engaged with Farah, and the one in the bottom, the blue one, do become frightened, which means they will not be able to move further in your direction, and I suppose as long as they, yeah. So Farah and Rayla can tell that they're obviously concerned about what's coming, but their backs are also against the wall, and they're so.
And was the yelling essentially my action? Was that my entire action?
I would say swinging your warhammer into the wall was, yes.
Okay. And I'm going to take
An attack.
here, where they can't see me in the line of sight. This one can't see me.
Yeah, you can stay right behind this wall so that they don't know you're there.
Okay. And scene.
Okay. So the one next to the Panther, and the Panther's armor class is 12.
Yeah.
Okay. Goes to swing his bone club with disadvantage because he's frightened. He does hit. Dealing 6 damage. Smashing the bone club into like the shoulder blade of this panther. The ones next to Rayla, the red one, attacking as she's prone on the ground. You're not currently blade songed, right? Because you are.
Nope. Yeah, because I'm incapacitated.
Okay, so that does hit.
Can I reaction shield?
You can reaction shield, I believe.
Yep.
You have the spell slots for it.
I do.
All right. So yeah, he swings down, the bone club smashing into this auric shield that you've made. The other one swinging down on you as well. And he also hits, but striking the shield as you're on the ground, just kind of bludgeoning at this shield. And then it's Rayla's turn again.
Cool. I'm going to reblade song and strike the middle one.
Okay.
Right. That's a 22 to hit.
That does hit.
The middle one takes 5 damage. The other 2 take 3.
Is that from Green Flame Blade? Yep. Okay. All right. So yeah, you strike down the middle one, slashing down with your short sword. The other two take damage from. Okay.
All right, and that's my turn.
All right. Then it is Farah, Panther Farah.
Panther Farah. Can I do a bite and a claw, or only one of those two?
It's only one of the two. The Panthers do not get both.
Okay. I learn.
Alternative, unless you do the pounce thing, but you will have to move away and then move back.
Yeah.
Which you don't have 20 feet.
Anyways, so yeah.
Anyways. You do not currently.
And I will try to bite.
Okay.
Is it +4 or +5? It's a little weird. It's +4. Never mind.
It should be +4. Yeah. +4 to hit, reach 5 feet. 1d6 +2.
Yeah. 13, which I don't think hits.
13 does hit. These are defenseless creatures backed into a corner.
They attacked first. 7 points of damage.
Yeah, you jump at him in your panther, or actually it's a jaguar shape, which is cooler. Anyways, grasping at his throat and just like ripping his jugular out as your panther form, jaguar form. And he falls to the ground, just kind of gurgling blood and choking.
And then I'll move behind this one.
Okay.
Best that I can.
Sure. Crawl?
Alright. Can I stand there, or do I need to go around? I can go around.
You can go around, yeah. Gaining sight of you, the Grimlock is no longer afraid. Because he has recognized there is no monster, at least not the one he's concerned about, although he is obviously concerned about you guys. But he is not afraid of the three of you. He is concerned for his life, however.
His friends are dead. So. Yeah.
He'd be a bit concerned.
The dirty 20 does hit. Yeah.
That's a shitty. That's 5.
Okay, that does kill him, actually. Your Warhammer, just as he's like attempting to, well, I guess Rayla's raised it up, but trying to swing at Rayla, obviously laser focused on her, just clip him on the side of the Warhammer. His head smashes into the cave wall. He falls to the ground dead.
Rayla, you want to take a seat?
Well, thanks. Yeah. Not too great. Not too great. I could use a sit.
Alright, I'm gonna stand here.
Yeah. I tell them about they were checking to see if, and that they believe that the monster is infected.
Rayla, can you do us a favor? Just heal up.
All right. Yep. I can't really heal up much more, but I can at least recover something.
More, can you?
What?
You have the ability to rest up some.
Looks like a bicep.
Not really. No.
Okay, then you're at 1 hit point, right?
Yep. Yep, maybe save it in case I go down.
Are you sure? Okay, then. Then there's no point in waiting. Let's
I
get
mean,
moving.
depends on how much you have to get.
Well,
Unless you think
I'll-
resting is worthwhile. I
Yep.
don't.
Well, in that time, I'm going to use Arcane Recovery to recover one spell slot anyway, so.
Okay, then I will take short rest too. So that I can recover my wild shapes.
Okay.
back, baby.
Okay. Is there any other way of going?
Yeah, the cave is.
Yeah, now that we're at the back of this thing with all these dead bodies, can we see anything there?
There is nothing. It is an end of a cave.
Ah, perfect.
After about an hour or so, you do see, you hear some like clittering down the cave. You see one of the little house cat-sized ants come and just kind of passes by you guys, seemingly uncaring about what you're doing, and he just rubs his little antennas against the dead bodies, and then just kind of climbs up the wall and then along the ceiling and leaves a sight, crawls around the cave.
I be telling
Yeah.
you, we want to follow the ants. They took the body.
All right, we'll follow the ants.
I will turn into.
We'll follow the ants.
I will turn into this ant.
Baby ant.
Okay.
I just realized I can
I love
crawl
it.
up. I can probably carry one of you and crawl up the wall and take. No. I thought you could like ants
This
could
thing
carry
is.
like 24 times their weight or whatever.
They can carry it. That doesn't mean that they can hang upside down and hold it.
Can you turn into?
And that's also because they're very small, and 20 grams compared to a gram is very different than 200 pounds compared to 4.
All right.
So even then, you can maybe carry as an ant, this size ant, like 50, 60 pounds, which is about 20 times your weight. Unfortunately, Crawl weighs about 200 and something, and Rayla close to 200 with her equipment.
We need to get you guys out to fear. How are we gonna do
We got to figure out a way to get out of this cave.
You said there were boulders on this side, right?
There are, yes. So as this horrible drawing shows, there are some boulders. It is about between where the rope is hanging and this. They're not exactly close.
Gotcha. Do these boulders look like they're blocking off anything?
So the tunnel, it is like a tunnel, and there's just these boulders have landslided in to block off this tunnel.
Would a bear be strong enough to pull those boulders out?
After about 3 or 4 days, probably, yeah.
That's a long time.
So you're saying there's a chance?
It is a cave-in, yes. It's not.
Cave-in, yeah.
There's a reason cave-ins are dangerous. It's not because they don't have enough bears in mines.
I'm thinking of the consequences.
Thought that through though. I'm like, let's take a bear with us.
I mean, I don't think it's been tried before, but okay.
I can't say for sure if a mining company has ever just brought bears to clear cave-ins.
I'm unsure.
Besides the bow on the ground, are there any other indications we've seen that Percy came down here?
No. There's not.
So he could have just dropped it. I got it.
Might have just dropped it. However, well, you can roll for investigation.
Yeah. That's a 19 unless anyone's helping.
I don't think I can help in this.
Anyone's proficient in investigation.
I am not.
No, that's fine.
In the investigation.
All right.
Yeah, so just kind of piecing everything together, there was a campsite that was obviously used. He left his supply, pots and pans and stuff like that, as well as his bedroll. His bow was down here, and you guys did not see any footsteps of him leaving, which the boot prints through the dust were evident enough going into the area. And pretty much all back and forth amongst this campsite. But you do not see any blueprints leaving or any other indication that he left this cave or this cavern, or temple thing. So indication would be that he's either somewhere in the temple or he fell down in this cave and somehow disappeared.
Could be on the other side of this rock thing.
Could be on the other side of the rock thing.
If only we had multiple bears.
Only we had more bears.
You were all druids. You could do it in a day.
I'm assuming
where?
something like thunder wave probably
where's
would be
the-
helpful, right? Like damaging it.
No, because it would, force everything in the same direction that it already is in.
Okay.
What if you went to the top and cast it down?
It would just force things into each other.
How about this? I crawl onto Crawl's shoulders. Rayla, you crawl onto my shoulders. You hang on to the rope.
I don't see how this is going to work. What is the intention here?
We need to get Crawl
So the
up.
rope
I
is-
can get up.
the
You
rope
can
is
get up. Crawl
30
is the problem.
feet from you currently.
Yeah.
He's 7.
Where are?
6 and 6. No,
Can I ask where the spiders are going?
Which what?
Where the spider went?
Ants.
The ant?
The ant. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, he went up the hole.
He went up the hole.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just right around because he's an ant. You know, like ants do.
All right.
I lost.
Oh no. Did we
Crawl
lose?
is
So I
really
think I know how-
the missing element here.
I think I know how far I can get out of this hole. I don't know how Crawl gets out of the hole.
Okay, what if we do this? I have an idea.
Should we get the bodies and stack them?
No, I was thinking the
Yes.
bedroll. The bedroll is probably a few feet long, and we have extra rope. We can tie to the end of the rope to the end of the bedroll, the end of the bedroll to the other piece of the rope. That should give us at least another 6 feet.
10 feet.
And then,
The bedroll is about 6 feet, and you had about 5 feet of rope, so that would add an extra 11 feet. So you would be 19 feet off the ground at that point.
okay, and then Crawl, I can jump onto the rope. I can try to hold on with all my might. And Crawl can try to jump on me and hope not to die.
Or couldn't Crawl just jump off the boulders onto the rope?
Yes.
He can try that, but I
In
don't
an
think so.
athletic
You
fashion.
can certainly try.
Yeah.
Okay, Rayla, make it tough.
All right. I think maybe you should go up first as an ant.
But then I lose my abilities. Because I have to be an ant just to get up. And then I have to stop being an ant. And then tie everything.
Are you currently an ant?
No, I'm not currently an ant. I can't be talking to you if I'm an ant.
You would just be like,
Yeah.
I think I still have comprehend languages going, but that's fine.
I don't think ants have spoken language.
That's fair.
They have pheromone language.
That's
Crawl, yell at the wall.
Awesome.
all right. All right, then I suppose I'll just try and teleport straight up 30 feet, try and grab that rope as soon as I'm up there. Hopefully, I don't miss it and then fall and die.
Okay, can I have an athletics check?
Yeah, sure.
Crawl
Yeah, sure.
and Farah are doing like the basket thing.
Yeah, but with
Like-
the bedroll.
We don't have the bedroll. The bedroll is upstairs.
We can't tie the bedroll to
Oh, that's a
something
16.
fucking rope.
Yeah, so you misty step straight into the air. You manage to catch yourself on the rope and can climb up.
You didn't die. Hooray.
Okay.
Really
Climb
not
up the rope. Climb up the rope, and then I attach more rope segments to it from the sleeping bag, and I toss it back down again.
Okay, so yeah, as you're tying one to the sleeping bag and the other one, you hear like skittering and stuff coming down this like temple, and you just see like a whole little herd of ants. Unbothering you, they're just kind of like down the cave and along the roof towards the back tunnel. Fada and Crawl looking up, you can kind of see this line of ants coming down. So yeah, you toss this down. So
Back tunnel, or are you saying this right here?
no, over to where the dead bodies are.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Come on, Crawl, get up there.
Alright.
You only got to jump 19 feet.
I'm gonna climb up boulders and then make
Okay.
a jump.
All right. Yeah, roll for athletics because it's a jump.
Where we find out how athletic everyone is.
I'm incredibly athletic with an 8.
Yeah, you're able to jump and you catch the rope and hold on without slipping.
Yeah.
I turn into an ant.
Oh, now you're gonna turn into
You're
an
not
ant.
going to do some crazy jump or anything.
No.
Now you're gonna turn into an ant.
Wait,
Okay.
no, I tell them, hey, I'm going to turn into an ant. Don't lose me. When I get up there, I'm going to go around in a circle. So that they know, because there's going to be a whole fuck ton of them who look just like me, and they're not going to know which is which.
The ant that's staring at us is probably.
I'm just going to rub my, like, little, like, weird pheromone head.
It does that to the dead bodies.
I'm not gonna like it at all. I'm not.
Alright.
Gross.
So as
But
Paul goes
now
up the
we're
rope,
all-
I ant wall up. Oh my god, I'm so happy I did this. This is the best idea ever.
Yeah, I know. Why I told you to do it before.
Do what before? Ant crawl down? I only have so many wild shapes.
How many wild shapes do you have?
She might have needed those for a time where she needed a special animal ability. Okay, yeah, you guys come back into the temple. The only difference is now there's a whole row of ants just kind of crawling pretty much through this area and then down the hole. Again, they're seemingly unfazed by the three of you.
Point of question. Can we have brought up the broken bow?
Sure.
Cool.
I'm going around in
I
a
imagine
circle
you guys would have brought that with you.
as an ant,
Yep.
so that you guys know which one is which.
So as you're going around in a circle, when you start getting close to some of the ants, they do kind of stop and turn and start like moving their antennas at you. As an ant, you can kind of generally get a gist that they are not about you at all.
Great.
All right, I'm gonna be pulling up all that rope and stuff.
They don't attack you or anything, but they do seem fairly territorial of you interrupting their line.
Okay, I don't want to interrupt their line, but I'm gonna like watch them. And
Yeah,
then-
can we?
And then I'll start following them out and hoping that the other ones follow me out too. But I'm gonna wait till like it starts getting light.
I'm gonna put all this rope and stuff inside one of those chests we found,
Okay.
and now I guess we're following the ants.
Oh my god, they're not gonna be able to tell me apart. I'm gonna have to be going around in circles.
Because that's my life now. I'm a person who follows ants.
Yep. You beat it.
Does my ant shield have shells on it? Do I have a shell on me as an ant? No. And I haven't.
You have an exoskeleton like an ant.
No.
Oh,
you know how I
literally
have
just
my
looks like a
shells?
ant.
You know, I have my necklace of shells.
Oh, yes, you do have your little shells around you.
Okay.
Because you're to retain your objects.
I am the ant with shells.
The ant with shells and a scimitar, just kind of, or not a scimitar. What is it? A short sword you have?
I have a
quarterstaff. Yeah.
That gets absorbed into me or something. Weird magic stuff.
Yeah. Some weird druid thing.
Yeah. Okay. I follow the ants.
Just walk backwards everywhere.
Would you guys like to break here?
We can break
for the evening?
because I imagine
Follow
it's.
the ants?
Suppose. I feel like there's still a bit to this. Now that
It will turn into a whole thing if you guys continue
follow ants.
I don't know if this is where the DM wanted us to go, but here we are.
Yeah.
This is about where I expected you to go.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are not super unpredictable. I was a little surprised by the rope trick. I appreciated that, and then you guys were just like, "I'll just take 30 points of fall damage. That's fine." So that was cool. But yeah, no, I had this temple and the ants arranged depending on how you would go, so that works out. Because now, in next session, I've got ants. But yeah, as you guys continue to watch the ants for a little while, you do see they start bringing out basically like torn apart body parts of the Grimlocks. Just in a little line as they do. Eventually, you see a group of like 7 or 8 of them collectively carrying like the larger parts of their torsos, and it's kind of just big groups of ants, kind of just pulling along up out of the cave, yeah. So eventually, you see like the last 2 or 3 that just kind of following behind the large groups carrying the torsos. And next time you follow them through the jungle, they seem generally unconcerned with the 3 of you, and they're easy enough to follow. Like I said, they're the size of cats, so imagine a couple of 100 of these just carrying bodies through the jungle. Gross indeed. So, all right, guys. Well, sounds good. We will reconvene. Well, I guess we'll chat. We got to figure out, because I said, Danny, you're not available Thursday. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so we'll see about Saturday or next Tuesday for this campaign, depending on Javier, your campaign, whenever you're ready for that one. So
Saturday.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll figure it out, and then I guess Alex, you'll post something on Twitch, I guess, on a schedule if we want to continue this. It seems like we have a couple people that have been following us the last 2 times now, so same people every time.